Head to our website, advanceddisposal.com/careers, and get signed up today. That's advanceddisposal.com/careers.
Equal opportunity employer.
What's up, North Florida poker fans? This is Allie McDeal from both Best Bet Card Rooms in Jacksonville and Orange Park. The World Poker Tour returns to Jacksonville September 27th, and there's no better time to lock up your seat in the main event than right now. You will find satellites into the $5,000 buy-in main event for as little as $120. Satellites are going on now. Get ready to take your shot at $1 million prize pool in the WPT main event. For more detailed information, visit them on the web at bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, where anybody can win.
Hey Jacksonville, Safety Tom here with Remedy Staffing. With the heat blazing, it's time to break out the cold water, fruits, and veggies. Put away the large hot meals for lunch, and grab some shade in a nice cool area during breaks at work. If you're new to the job, pace yourself. This goes for at home as well. Long days at the beach, kids' sporting events, doing work around the house. Keep the water flowing for you and your family. And remember, don't wait until you're thirsty. Drink plenty, early, and often. These are just a few simple tips for staying cool and hydrated from Remedy Staffing.
Preferred Roofing guarantees to educate and inform their customers on such a big decision as replacing a roof. Let their consultants help you make an informed choice that you're sure to feel good about. Master Elite Certified Contractors, Preferred Roofing is who you need. Tell them Joe C. sent you.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer clearance event.
Turbocharge your savings and enjoy real car buying power at your number one hometown dealer,
Jacksonville, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Bay Meadows. Drive a brand new Ram truck and save up to $12,000 off MSRP. You save up to $12,000. Set a new course this summer in a Jeep Compass. Yours today from just $209 a month. Jacksonville, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Great selection, great deals all month long. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is based solely on opinion. Coming up, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Weekly Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulder, hip, and knee, and a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF and 16 area high school athletic programs.
His single, I'm a Doctor, is up to number 3 on this week's Top 40. He sounds like Casey Kasem there, it just dawns on me.
He does.
Right?
I was going to say, but most importantly, our friend.
That's for sure.
I mean, he's got all those wonderful things on his resume, but he's Dan and Jeff's friend.
Well, that would
True
be,
statement.
That would be low. You don't make it to there.
You don't put that on there?
Right, as you're going through the whole
What's
deal.
up, Doc?
Boys.
How you doing?
Explain to me that, and what kind of pain Andrew Luck could possibly be in. What are we? And again, I don't know if you saw the video, but I'm just kind of going by video and other people saying, and I'm wondering, is this, this is kind of portrayed as 80% physical, 20% mental, the decision. I'm wondering, is it the other way around? Which is, again, his prerogative. I'm not making a judgment on it one way or the other, but.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we talked about it before. They were talking about it was a calf sprain, and then it turned into a high ankle sprain. And we said back then that's not accurate based on what we're seeing and what they're doing with him.
Right.
That wasn't the case. So it probably was him going through in his head that he's just not into it that much anymore, would be my guess. But from a medical standpoint, none of the injuries that he's had are still should be lingering on, causing pain.
He could have one of the options in your mind, no question, if he took 9 games, so let's say 2 more months, let's say all of September, all of October off, would there be any kind of lingering type of pain or anything that would hamper him from his day-to-day activities even? Or
Shouldn't be.
Right.
But, I haven't seen x-rays. Maybe
Right,
he
we
has
don't know the
arthritis
whole-
in his
okay,
shoulder.
right,
Who knows?
right,
but,
right.
But seemingly.
But will that wouldn't go away though, would it?
No. If he, much like arthritis in knees, when you see
Right.
these guys going back for
Right.
clean-outs, so Tiger Woods having his knee cleaned out, surgery, the
Yeah.
cleaned up stuff, he's going to have pain in his knee.
Yeah.
He's going to have swelling and pain
Yeah.
with activities. And a lot of these NFL guys will have that. They'll have injuries that give him some arthritic pain. Just, Tony Baselli, his worn-out joints from what he did all the time, and so they hurt. But do they hurt enough that it makes him want to quit playing at 29? That's a stretch.
Could they just not get to the bottom of the latest one? Like, here it is, a calf, then it's in the we never really knew what it was, but something was ailing him, and then that on top of the shoulder year after year before that finally got fixed, and he's like, I finally got through this shoulder thing, and boom, here I am. I can't move. I can't play effectively.
Yeah, it seemingly it piled on him
39 last year.
over and over and over each year.
39 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
He seemingly, listened to what he
doesn't love
said.
football,
that it just,
which is fine.
to me,
That's
it
his
was
prerogative.
He had a bunch of injuries that piled up, but none were really, really significant injuries,
right?
To cause him to quit playing. It was just it seemed to be piling up on him that he just didn't think he'd ever get out of the injury-prone phase.
Right.
And some guys are. You've seen these guys go through football and they're always hurt, and maybe he's just tired of getting hurt.
Yeah. Hey, David Andrews' season is in jeopardy with blood clots. And this is like the second or third guy in the NFL to have blood clots. How does one develop blood clots? Are there a number of ways to get those?
There are. If you've had an injury where you're immobilized, you can certainly get blood clots. Basically, it's a deep vein clot is what happens in your leg. And the problem with that, you can break off little pieces of that then go to your lung. And
Very dangerous, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can die from those. So,
how do you diagnose a blood clot? Like, are they lucky to find those, or
usually
do they look for them?
You get the pain in the calf.
Okay.
So basically, your calf swells. You have bad pain in the back behind your knee or in your calf. It swells badly, and that's kind of a sign that you got a problem. And then ultrasound and/or other studies, but usually a Doppler ultrasound will pick that up.
Okay.
And then you treat it with anticoagulants.
Are those blood thinners? Is that what they're?
Correct. But once it gets to your lung, if you have a piece that goes to your lung, far greater issue.
Okay.
That's the concern.
That's a headset issue over here, so I'm not sure if you answered this already. What causes blood clots?
Being immobilized is one of the bigger ones. So some traumatic injury could cause it. If you were sitting in we've had them. You've seen it in reporters going overseas, sitting in a tank with their knees bent up for hours.
Right.
So that it constricts the flow of blood. You can do it that way. Long plane trips, people have it. But in the athlete, it's usually some injury to the lower extremity that they've been immobilized for a short period of time.
What you briefly mentioned Tiger there. What did Tiger have done? Is this something that Tiger fans should be concerned about that will slow him down, or is this just a minor cleanup procedure?
Yeah, I think the latter. I think it's what like you see in the off season for a lot of the football players. They get their knee scoped and clean up some of the arthritic cartilage and smooth that out.
We've talked before, Doc, when one injury occurs, it'll often lead to another injury because you favor the injury. And so is it more important than ever that Tiger, his knees and his ankles and his hip, those kinds of things are good? Because if not, you could, even if you don't know you're doing it, adjust for the back.
Absolutely. And some of that's been shown in studies that there's a high correlation of that. But it's also, you watch it happen, and people need to be aware of that. I was just talking to one athlete that I was taking care of in high school, similar thing. You just got to be careful of that.
We talked yesterday about the numbers being down, which is really no surprise for football in high schools. It was the first time, or what was the situation?
Overall, football has been going down, but overall sports participation is down for the first time in 15 years.
And there's a number of reasons. We've talked about them numerous times, but it leads me into I saw that like the Washington Redskins have a tight end, Jordan Reed, who's been diagnosed now with his 7th concussion. Is there any why would a doctor clear someone who's had 7 concussions to keep playing? How do you do that? That's a tough one, right?
Well, the problem with that is You don't know what
Right.
the long-term implications of that are.
Right.
We speculate, but if
Right.
they've MRI'd his head
And it's okay.
and it looks okay, you still it's a difficult predictor.
Right.
So 3 in a season is kind of one of those you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
7 in a career, there's no real number to say what that number is.
7's a big number, though.
It sounds like a big number.
I mean, 7
particularly now because if you have a concussion, you guys also talked about it. The line is a center getting a minor concussion every play.
Yeah, I was asking that yesterday.
And so if your head's being hit inside, if your brain's banging around inside your skull, you're getting a little micro trauma to your brain all the time. So what's the cumulative effect of that versus the 7 major concussions? That's a real question that we don't know the answer to.
I have a fine line question, and I'm curious to hear your opinion on it. And I don't know if you saw this, but James Franklin's the coach at Penn State. He is being sued by their former doctor, according to some sites. Dr. Scott A. Lynch claims that the coach at Penn State pressured him to clear student athletes in order for them to return to the field. Isn't that standard operating procedure? I mean, if you're a head coach, I guess you have to define pressure. What do you mean you're pressuring me? Ultimately, the doctor has the say. I'm just curious as to your reaction to something like that.
Well, the doctor needs to man up. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The coach picked on you. What is this, bullying from the coach?
Right.
Settle down. I mean, every coach from Pop Warner to professional wants the kid to go back in. He's not. He pressures you. Yeah, he says, "When can my guy go back?"
And
you have to be the medical professional and say, "Because of this, X, Y, Z.
Okay,
this is why he can't play." Now, and there's some of these old school coaches. Well, this kid's fake, and I know, or he puts him in when you told him to come out. Now that's a problem. If I say, "Look, this kid can't play because of X, Y, Z," and the coach puts him back in, now there's a problem there.
If it's anything other than the head, what kind of standing does the player have? What part of the decision does he get? Like, I understand the concussion, I do, the head, the brain, but I'm coming back from an ACL or whatever it is, and Doc says, "No, you're not ready." And I say, "Coach, I feel fine. I want to play. Why can't I run him out there for 3 plays and find out if he's right?" So I'm wondering, does the athlete have a voice in these things, or is he completely subservient to what the doctor and the coach say?
Well, that's a great question because at many levels,
I ask a lot of them through the years.
At many levels that occurs.
Yes.
I mean, ultimately, some of those at the high school level.
Sure.
So you have a senior season football player, and he hurts himself. He wants to play senior season.
Yeah.
He wants to play something in his.
He's probably
senior
not
year.
going to play again.
Correct.
Right.
You're going to bring him back and off an ACL at 9 months versus 12 months. And you have a conversation with the kid and the parents, and there's a risk to that.
Right.
And so you go through the risk reward, and you say, okay, well, here it is. And
you've had those discussions. I mean, we won't talk about who, but I know we've talked off air before. You've had that discussion many times with senior athletes.
Absolutely.
In other sports, too.
You do. And there's some risk to that, and the parents are part of that. So, yes, they're involved in it. But ultimately, if the doctor's job, if the kid is going to be at significantly higher risk for further injury by putting him back, you don't put him back. And that's the decision tree. And whether the coach is up your butt or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So all coaches are wanting them back. Hey, I need this guy for this championship game. Coach, he cannot play.
What is the basis? What damages did he incur that he thinks he has the right to sue? I mean, even if
I haven't read into it. I just saw the headline the other day, and I was curious.
The only thing I could speculate is that he's pushed pressure on him. He's going to get him fired, or he's going to get monetarily somehow hurt him by forcing him to put players in.
Who does the doctor answer to?
I don't know their scenario
most of the time,
but most of the time it's a
to the AD or to the football program.
Well.
In this? Who's the arbitrator in something like this? If it's not a lawsuit in this case,
it's usually there's money being transferred from the school somehow to the organization that doctor works for at that level. So they're paying to take care of the team.
For the doctor to have that. So if the doctor says, so basically
at a university level. Now some of these the physician group pays for the privilege of taking care of the team. Like most of the NFL and all the NFL programs. It's a marketing deal. So they pay the physician group or the hospital that owns them to cover the team.
And I'm sure every group that covers an NFL team is great, but boy, that doesn't seem like that would be the way an NFL team would do it. Right? I mean.
Right.
And I don't even know who it is here. This is not a commentary on any of that. But boy, that does not sound like the NFL way.
But
Just to
that's the
take
only
a
thing I
bid
can
to be my-
speculate that there would be a lawsuit about that he threatened him in some way with
That's what it is.
monetary.
You put him in, or we're going to go in
damage.
another direction. Kind of
Yeah.
thing. I
Gotcha.
But
Anything
still,
else?
the doctor's got to be the stand-up guy to say, look, I'm not going to
Just say what you
succumb to
want.
this pressure.
Yeah.
You
Right.
got to do the right thing. For
I'd
the
be
kid.
interested to know would it matter, Doc, what the examples were? Or is the
Really
doctor's
not.
words the
I mean, the
doctor's
doctor's
right.
got to be the
So
doctor.
if it's an ankle or a concussion, it doesn't matter. If you have
Yeah.
the doctor there for a reason.
Yeah, you got to do what's best for the
Do
kid.
some
and not put 'em
doctors?
in.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do some doctors have a different philosophy? Like, yours. I don't want to speak for your philosophy, but there is a philosophy that if you're not going to do it further damage, then you can play. I don't care how bad it hurts. Is that standard, or does that vary from program to program? Will some not put you out there because, well, the pain could lead to something? You know what I'm saying?
I do, but that's pretty much the standard. Or if it
Then it goes
pain
on
is,
the player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So a lot of things you can play with pain, and as long as it's not going to cause you harm or long-term damage.
Yeah.
And I think most people that cover athletes have that same.
I got you.
All right, Doc, you doing bumps and bruises this week?
We're doing bumps and bruises this week.
Okay, so
First
that's
week.
Saturday.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Check the website, and you guys will be out and about town like 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Yeah, 9 to 10.
Three
So
different
if you get
locations.
nicked up Friday night in any sport,
Any sport, any
yeah,
kid. It's
got
all
anything
free.
bothering you, go see the docs at Southeast. They'll take care of you. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
All right, there he goes. Doc Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, the best in the business.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. SEC Media Days. ACC Kickoff. Jaguars Training Camp. Baker Sports High School Football Media Day. The Florida-Georgia Game. The TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. The Super Bowl. The Players' Championship. Only one station in Jacksonville is there, and only one station in Jacksonville can take you there. 1010XL. 1010XL.
Guys, laser hair removal is such a simple thing to do. Their simple treatments will destroy hair follicles in a matter of minutes, so you'll save time, you'll save money, and you'll save yourself from a lifetime of shaving. Their medical and nursing professionals have mastered the process of laser hair removal. They stand behind it as one of the best ways to get rid of that hair for good. What are you waiting for? I know you're tired of asking other people to shave your back. I know you're tired of the red bumps from where your shirt rubs up against your neck after shaving. Call for your private complimentary consultation at Ideal Image Med Spa. Again, they want you to be confident this summer with 60% off laser hair removal. Ideal Image Med Spa has performed over 6 million laser hair removal treatments nationwide. They're America's #1 choice for laser hair removal. 904-652-0652. That's 904-652-0652. Located at the Markets at Town Center, US 17, just south of Orange Park on Fleming Island. St. Augustine and Diane's Marketplace on South Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Medical Director, Dr. Holly Hickman, and IdealImage.com.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Meet Vuse Alto, a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. With long-lasting pods filled with liquid blended in the US, Vuse Alto delivers our highest performing vapor yet. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Vuse, leading the way today, tomorrow, and the future. Underage sale prohibited.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus, our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Oh, guys, the NFL season is about to kick off. We've got a handful of college football games tonight, including Clemson and Georgia Tech. Of course, this weekend, Georgia kicks off their season laying 22 against Vandy. Saturday right here in Jacksonville, we hope. FSU laying 4.5 on Boise State. You know what that means? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie.ag has more odds and more prop bets than any other sportsbook. And absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Sign up now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. Yeah, that's up to $1,000 in free money to bet your favorite teams. Want more? How about $100,000 more? You win MyBookie's first ever NFL handicapping super contest, and $100,000 is all yours. Don't play on some no-name sportsbook. Bet with the best at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code radio today to get your exclusive double your money offer. That's mybookie.ag, promo code radio. Play, win, and get paid at mybookie.ag.
Marine Max Jacksonville Beach and Grady White Boats are both ready to get you on the water today. Grady White is celebrating 60 years of providing the ultimate boat ownership experience. Whether you are a hardcore fisherman or just want to enjoy cruising Northeast Florida waters, Grady White has 27 models from 18 to 45 feet to choose from. Visit Marine Max Jacksonville Beach, marinemax.com/Jacksonville.
Attention diesel mechanics. Republic Services is now hiring in Duval and St. Johns County. And with Republic Services, new diesel mechanics get a $2,000 sign-on bonus, $1,000 yearly tool allowance, and competitive benefits. Republic Services will even pay for your ASC certifications and offer a bonus for each certification earned. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment today. Visit republicservices.jobs for more information and to apply. Wear the star, drive your career.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Guy and his cheap transmission fluid.
Seriously? My dealership just checked the brakes.
We all know how it can be to go to the wrong place for car repair.
I can't believe that check engine light is on again.
So don't risk it. Take your car to the experts at AMCO.
The #1 name in transmission repair is AMCO Transmissions, and they're happy to provide just about any repairs you may need. If you've been told your car or truck needs repairs, stop by and get a free second opinion with AMCO's free multi-point inspection and estimate. Get a free AC check while you're there. AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care, family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. For money-saving coupons, reviews, complete details on special offers, and the location nearest you, visit amcojacksonville.com.
AMCO, always the right fix. AA MCO.
AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by TIAA Bank. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. Game day is here, the final preseason game of the year, as the Jaguars host the Atlanta Falcons tonight at 7, just a few days away from the deadline to cut rosters down to 53, as Saturday the 31st marks the spot. And tonight is Throwback Thursday/90s night as the team celebrates and remembers the first decade of the Jaguars. Entertainment and fan packs available. Visit jaguars.com for more information. And the continuation of the Jaguars All-25, the top players in franchise history, takes place as cornerback Rashean Mathis will be featured at tonight's game. Don't forget, our coverage begins at 3 with the Coastal Equipment Kickoff Show featuring Hayes Carlyon, Lauren Brooks, and Tony Smith. 8:01 and 76 degrees, time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
This is how we do it.
Oh, look at them all. It's
yes.
not the beat. I don't know what that is.
90s Day!
WMD, baby, in the back.
Those are hot moves,
That's
Dan.
available to you on Twitch.
Send the
or
missile
YouTube.
team over here. We found the WMD. Yes, we have.
Save that for Drill After Dark, Dan. Premium content.
Our program today is brought to you by, they're brought to you by a company I've been telling you you're going to be thinking about when this time of year rolls around. It's Custom Tree Surgeons and CustomTreeSurgeons.com. Inevitably, there's going to be a percentage of you out there after this weekend that has some storm damage. And when you do, no job too big or too small for a group that'll come and they'll have your yard looking like new again. So just remember the name and check them out if you need them here in this next week or two, or when you do down the road at some point you do at 641-1010. Can I offer a brief commentary on some of our citizenry here on the First Coast?
Yes.
Yeah,
like.
I do. I have a direct, it would be a plea, but I'm a little more angry than a plea, so I'm just going to give a condemnation.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, to some of you out there that walk into your local Walmart or Publix and you grab your your cart, and because you're the first one there, you grab, I don't know, 8 or 10 cases of water, and you don't leave any for anyone else.
Oh,
you
dear.
people are real jerks.
Oh, no.
You really are. You're just
What about survival of the fittest?
You're cream of the crop on the jerk chain. And listen,
First in line.
Hey, Hick, this doesn't affect me. I'm not going to buy one single bottle of water. I got a well. I don't need any water. But that is like the most selfish, rudest. You're a disgusting person.
Oh, dear.
If you go to Walmart.
Anger.
Yeah, if you go to Walmart and you pile 10 cases of water into your cart, and every other Joe that walks in doesn't get any, you're just a pig.
Why
Yeah.
Walmart?
It's like
Whatever. Wherever you go get it. Public smartly, Beef, you were saying they're going to limit their water.
I don't know if it's all of them, but
Yeah.
I saw one of the news guys said
It's
that
a
the one on Ponte
shame.
Vedra
It's a
put a
shame.
3-case limit.
It's a shame that
That's a smart thing.
It's a shame that corporate greed has to drive the behavior of Gen Pop here in Jacksonville. So if you're one of those ladies or men and you went to the store yesterday and you bought 8 cases of water while no one else got any, you're a jerk.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's they're around the internet. It's going where they're like, okay, well, you are buying 14 cases of water, but normally you just drink 3 sodas a
And
day
that's
anyways.
another thing too. Yeah.
Like,
And that's
you don't drink that much
Yeah.
water.
And here's how I know you're a jerk.
We need it for bathing.
I know. Here's how I know you're a jerk. Because, so stop with any kind of ridiculous, flimsy excuse you'd have. I've been going to Walmart and Publix for 30 years. I never in my life, one time, have seen a cart with 8 cases of water in it. I never have. Not once. So, you people need to check yourself.
Speaking of the weatherman, the Gator is called in. He'll have us with the latest
Can we all
updates of the
agree on this? I mean,
cone
we're
of-
not calling out anyone in particular. Is that not just a cruddy thing to do?
Yes.
Dan looks.
Share
like,
the
Dan has
water.
the look of a
Share the
guy.
water.
Dan has the look of a guy
He
who
just
threw
got 10 cases
no,
last
who threw
night.
4 cases of water in his cart yesterday. Is the look
I
that
did
Dan
not go
Hickens
for any
gave.
water. Good morning, Guggen.
Speaking of the 90s.
Yes. Are you safe? Are you
Ox, are you
hunkered?
feeling me on these selfish pigs?
Are you hunkered down, Ox?
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know if you guys are aware or not, based on the 47 updates we've had from our CBS 47 Fox
Thank
30
you, friend.
News Action app.
On top of the story.
There is a hurricane coming.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh, what?
while the hurricane is maybe, the real bad part is maybe 60 miles wide, and the storm itself is maybe 150 miles wide.
Okay.
The graphic that's displayed on the television is about 750 miles wide.
Oh.
And it looks like it's as large as the state of Florida.
Oh, no.
So this puts people into a panic. And I agree with Jeff again today. So
Thank you, Ox. That's
Jeff and I are
That's 2 in a
simpatico.
row. Pretty soon we're going to be friends.
Maybe you guys can start hanging out.
I'm trying to avoid being like number 5 over there in Houston. So I was given instruction yesterday to go pick up some water.
Okay.
So I shook my head. I put my hands in my pockets, and I sauntered out the door.
Okay.
I go up to the Nocatee Publix, and it looked like we were in some sort of Yugoslavian town just before the Civil War.
You Nocatee people are savages out there.
There was no water, not one drop. I wouldn't be surprised if the boys were pulling water out of the toilet. It was like hell on earth. So I shrugged my shoulders.
You were mixing
I
it
got
up in
back the car.
Publix.
Selfish pigs, Ox. They're selfish
I
pigs.
got back in the car. I had to get water from the CVS.
Oh, no.
And I get home.
Like some
and
kind of
this is what
commoner.
I get. Yeah, I get home and I'm told, well, this isn't Zephyr Hills.
She didn't want the generic Ox. She didn't want just the white label that said water in black letters.
Ox, to keep everything hunky dory in the Ox household, perhaps you just should have went into the recycle bin, pulled out the used waters, and filled them back up.
Well, that's the thing.
I could have done that. What's going to happen with this water is come Tuesday, the boys are going to be dumping it on the flower beds.
I know. They will, too. They will, too. But again, even though most of us are smarter than the guys that grab 10 cases, because you can, look, go to the store and buy whatever's cheap that comes in a gallon container. Just fill up 12 of those and you're good to go. But yeah, these people that go into the Publix or the Walmart or the Winn-Dixie and they put 8 cases are just disgusting people. They
Ox,
really are.
Ox, were you able to get gasoline yesterday?
No, I'm not really worried about it, but I tell you what's coming.
Okay.
There's going to be a tree down on Confederate Point Road on Monday.
Okay.
And there's going to be
live coverage.
You went west side on it. You went west side. That area's gotten rough over there.
There's going to be a news crew. There's going to be chopper coverage. There'll be a tree down to justify it. And then by Thursday, we're going to have this commercial. We kept you safe during the danger. Turn to us.
Hey, Ox, I have this one too. Ox, we're gonna let you go. You can hang up and listen off the air. But I have 3 tried, tested, and true. 3 video images. I promise you will see in the next 4 days. These are the 3 tried and true. One, Dan, is you send the reporter down. She's on one of the beach access roads where the storm surge has now made it up over the sand and is, waving up against maybe her galoshes as she tells you about the dangers of storm surge. That's number 1. That definitely comes. Video image number 2, you're sure to see on every local television station in Florida. That's the one where the reporter is driving the car and you hear the thwick, 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 thwick. You hear the windshield wipers, and then the photographer is shooting out the front windshield of the car to show you exactly
we have a Storm Track vehicle for that now.
Nonetheless, they'll be in that thing then.
Yes,
and then
of course we will.
And the third one will be, without a doubt, you will undoubtedly place a photographer in front of either a flimsy tree or a street sign so that you'll be able to see the whipping wind doing its damage behind said reporter who is there only to keep you safe.
Well, the outer bands can be dangerous.
I used to love covering them. We covered the Hurricanes like no one else. I'm still disappointed we're not part of the Emmy-winning coverage. If they had all done like
Storm
you and
trackers.
I did that weekend.
I have been a storm tracker numerous times.
Yeah, so have I. I enjoyed it, quite frankly. Beef, fire up the band. We got a football fix. Let's check out some of the news and notes from the National Football League. It's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Home Life, Business Auto. Get a home, life, or auto quote today. You can win a free, boy, what great timing for Mandy Bowers. Either that or she mushed us on the storm coverage, but they're having a drawing for a free generator giveaway tomorrow. So today, if you want to stop by her Mandarin office, you can get eligible for that. Kareem Hunt not going to be around the Browns for the 8-game suspension he faces. That starts Saturday at 4 o'clock.
That's generally how suspensions work, by the way, in the NFL. So that's not
all
really
the time.
that.
No.
Yeah.
I just think it's something that they should think about changing, but I know that it's SOP for sure.
Yeah.
Colts are bringing Brock Osweiler in for a visit, so who cares? No, I mean, you don't have Andrew Luck, you got Brock Osweiler. Same difference.
Not the same difference.
Oh, it's not?
No, that'd be
Has
different.
Brock Osweiler be any good at all?
No.
Anywhere. He hasn't had. Did he have half of one good year?
He was good in Denver
He
for
was?
a little bit.
That's how he got all that money in Houston?
Yeah.
It's been downhill from there.
Yeah.
You know who the modern-day Brock Osweiler is, and even not as good, is that C.J. Beathard kid who's going to get picked up again. He's going to play a lot of years, and at the end of his career, he's going to – I say that because I see that there's a talk that he could be released by the 49ers, but we shall see. All right, trades happen this time of year. Most of them involve lesser-known players and late draft picks.
Yes.
So all you need to know is the Patriots picked up –
Well, that's not good. They've broken the Dan Hicken tenet. You do not
2
deal with the
offensive
Patriots.
linemen.
Why do you help them? They see something in those guys that the idiots who traded them don't.
Something tells you that, like, if you traded Tyler Shatley to the Patriots, he would, be a 4-year starter and would play at a high level.
I don't know.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Titans got some pass rush help from Green Bay, an outside linebacker you've never heard of.
Okay.
And the Jets, looking for some secondary help, have traded for the Colts and Nate Hairston. Houston, by the way, has talked to more than Miami about Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay.
Seattle, Philly, and Washington, and the Jets all been consulted as well. If you're Jadeveon Clowney, where do you want to go? Those are your choices. Miami, Philly, Washington, Seattle, the Jets.
Philly or Seattle.
Yeah, those are the 2 best teams and 2 teams that play defense.
Where do you want to live? I mean, where do you,
I don't want to live in Seattle.
Then maybe you don't want to go to Seattle.
Yeah. Although in today's day and age, you
it's
can
really
live in South Carolina.
It's a 1-year rental, too.
Yeah, and it's only 8 games. The Texans.
Why is it only 8 games?
Well, you're only in that city for.
Oh.
You only play 8 games.
Oh.
Obviously, you live there for that amount of
Yes.
time. Jerry Jones just keeps antagonizing Ezekiel Elliott. Said yesterday, well, as long as we get him for the play. Basically, he said,
You don't have
as
to
long
play
as we get him
till
in the playoffs.
second half of the season.
Right.
We're not worried.
So Jerry right now is probably starting to think, well, we're actually going to save a little money. We'll let him sit out 8 games, and I'll have to pay him for half a year.
Keep him healthy.
Yeah. That is the catch-22 for these players. In an effort to make more money, you make no money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm kind of with you on that. I would try my level best, but if I'm Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not passing up this, $800,000 a game for the next 8 weeks.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, a tough break for Jerick McKinnon, the 49ers running back. It's not gone well since he left Minnesota. signed for more money than you would have thought with San Francisco last year. He was going to be their featured back. Remember, he tore his ACL in the preseason. He has tried to come back. He's been rehabbing, obviously, and now his status up in the air again. He finally got back on the practice field yesterday and had another setback in that
like every
torn
time he
ACL.
gets close, like he can't cut, he can't do it.
And listen, different players put different clauses in their contracts. There's certain things they want to have. Like in your contract here, they must have a stock of Diet Pepsis in the fridge or you refuse to come to work. So for Josh McCown to sign with the Eagles, he had to put a clause in. 17th year, by the way, for McCown. And that is that he be allowed to continue coaching high school football in Charlotte on Friday night. So he's going to coach Friday, take a plane to Philly Friday night or Saturday morning.
That's awesome.
And then be ready for Sunday's game.
He had a clause that he's going to coach on Friday nights?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope he's the head coach.
If
he can't be the head coach. He's not there all week.
If what's his name?
That's kind of silly.
If Carson Wentz gets hurt, he is not going to be coaching on Friday night.
Well, that's true. But if he doesn't get hurt, he'll never play. And by the way, much like certain guys you just assume are going to get hurt, Carson Wentz is one of those guys, right? May have played one completely healthy year, but he has missed significant time the other 2 years for sure. That's a football fix. You're welcome. Each and every day, it's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Maynard.
I watched some tennis yesterday.
I watched a little bit.
And it was, I was at work, and so I had the tennis on, and I watched, God bless her, Venus, man. She had about a four-game run there where she looked like Venus of old. But she can't maintain it.
When she hits, I will say this.
She looked terrific.
She takes that like rubber bandy backswing, and when she catches one, she still rifles them.
Oh, man.
She's got to be 38 or 9, doesn't she?
I think she's 39. Serena, I think, is 37.
Yeah, she is.
So Serena took the court late last night, about 10 o'clock, promptly lost the first set to a young girl, 17-year-old American, I believe. And she was on the ropes, man. I think she'd never lost a set in the second round of the U.S. Open before.
No, any major.
Any major?
She'd never lost a set in the second round of a major. She's like 40
I think that if this is the kind of talent that is there, if you're going to face these kind of challenges that early, I think
it doesn't bode well for the long.
For her, I think about her and Feds on the same kind of page, and because Feds has lost the first set of both of his first two matches, first time that's ever happened in Grand Slams, 78 Grand Slams or something like that. But there is one thing going Fed's way. Joker's hurt again. Joker's shoulder.
He won yesterday.
Yeah, he won, but he said basically he's not going to do anything for the next. He plays again Friday, so he's not going to do anything till he plays except ice his shoulder. So I don't know if he can withstand the rigors of 2 weeks. So it may be Rafa's to win here. Those three.
Rafa ain't exactly 25
No,
himself.
those three are an incredible run right now as well. So anyway, just some interesting stuff from tennis, but it was good. It was fun to watch. And Serena, I mean, she was in a dogfight, man. I mean, she had to play
a little 17-year-old girl, right, from Ohio.
She had to play really good tennis to knock her off, and then the other girl kind of finally succumbed she took her spirit, I guess, or whatever it is. I don't know. In tennis, sometimes the better player starts playing well, and then the other one usually crumbles, and that's kind of what happened. So anyway, it's fun to watch a little U.S. Open tennis because it's only second round. So it was good stuff. I enjoyed it.
Just about every major, I'll go through a little window where I get into it. It usually doesn't stick. That's why I try and wait for my window to come later in the tournament so I can ride it on out. The U.S. Open, too, has to fight. They're always fighting the beginning of football season. It's a tough sell. You play the U.S. Open final at 5 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and guess what? The Patriots and Steelers are about to kick off, or whoever the case may be. So that's always a tougher one. You want to see what's trending?
Yeah, man.
Brought to you by Brews with a Z, now Brews with a 3, a third location, which is fantastic, by the way. It's over there in Riverside on Post Street, so get over there and check them out. The original is out at Atlanta Beach, and Brews 2 is thriving in Bartram.
It's the Tap 5 at 8. Visit brewswithaz.beer.
Yeah. And on our 90s night.
Okay.
90s jams for the Tap 5 at 8. Let's get it started. Thank you for having me. I just appreciate it very much.
Number 5.
Number 5, guys. You remember a few days ago when we had the story about the insane hotel prices at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Remind me
over
what
at
the
Disney.
insanity was, like
It was
$6,000 or something?
It was a few
stupid?
grand for like
Yeah.
a suite for like 3 nights
Yeah.
that fits 5 people. Well, if you were going to Galaxy's Edge and thinking about bringing back a keepsake, maybe one of these collectible Coca-Cola bottles are selling down there. Got some bad news for you.
Sold out already?
No, the gang at TSA says, yeah, you can't travel with those guys. They look like grenades.
Well, if you know it's not a grenade, who cares what it looks like?
Apparently TSA does.
That's annoying.
Number 4.
Number 4, guys. Keeping it trucking. Sent you guys just a wild bit of video. Straight out of the movies. Flashback to 1975. A couple of fishermen in Cape Cod were out on a fishing trip and had a little too close for comfort with those black eyes.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
It's a great white shark. Brushes right up against their boat, right in Cape Cod. They were looking for Sheriff Brody to close down the beach, but the mayor said no.
Is that a great white? Do we know?
Oh, yeah, it's a great white.
You know that he's just curious, checking things out.
Oh, yeah,
That's
he's just
not
people.
necessarily
But can you imagine if you're Matty Riley and Ken Roth, the commercial fishermen who are out just for a day trying to reel in some fish, when that bad boy just swims up
He
next to your
does
boat?
come right up and mug, and
right
that
up
is
to
a
it.
big sucker,
That's
too.
a big
now.
old shark, man.
Looks like he's got a
Woo!
tag in him.
He might.
Actually.
Yeah, he might be one of those Osage sharks.
Yeah, saw a tag in
Yeah,
him.
but yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3, guys.
He's curious, like whiskers. Oh, he's also feeding on a dead whale. That also has
that
something
helps.
to do with it.
That helps. Number 3, guys. A sad story. Jeff, did you ever watch MythBusters? Like on
I've
Discovery
watched it
Channel?
some. Yeah, they got
I
that
saw
guy with
this.
that the Raleigh Fingers mustache.
Yeah, well, one of the girls who would contribute to that show, Jessie Combs,
Okay.
she's a stunt driver.
Kind of a
and-
thrill
I
seeker.
saw that. Oh, that
and-
was her. Huh?
Yeah, and
Oh.
she was trying to break her own land speed record, and unfortunately, Tuesday passed away in a what they call a horrible accident.
Did the car combust or did she hit something?
They haven't really said her I guess her boyfriend or partner posted on Instagram. He said they did everything they could, and it said in concordance with her wishes, he's going to try and move forward and try and turn this as positive as he can. But yeah, just a tragic.
She was like
accident.
35.
She's 39
I think.
years old.
39.
Yeah.
I saw her photo. I did not recognize her from Mythbusters. I just know the two dudes. But
Yeah.
I do know they had, a cast of other helpers and whatnot. I did
Yeah.
not recognize her from that.
I mean, this was one of those like jet powered cars. Yeah, they call her the fastest woman on 4 wheels, and
if you're
she
the
was trying to
fastest
break her
woman
own
on
record.
4 wheels, odds are you die tragically, right? You're pushing things like that. Those
You're certainly pushing the
Daredevils and
limits.
It's
They know it's dangerous. I mean, her
speed
boyfriend in the
junkies.
post, he said, she said if this
Yeah.
doesn't go well,
Now
try to.
So I guess she just has like some sort of souped up, funny car. It's
Yeah,
not
it was one of
using
those like
gasoline.
jet powered.
Yeah.
It's got the big like jet turbine engine. Like,
I can only imagine the final moments of your life.
It's-
Sheer
it's
terror as you
terrible,
realize
man.
you've lost control.
It's terrible.
Number 2.
Yeah, they
number
ain't
2,
slowing
guys.
down very quickly. Yeah.
Speaking of throwing it back to the 90s, guys, Jeff, this will hit close to home for you.
Oh, again,
did you
another
see,
one for me. Good.
Did you see who's getting a chance at a comeback at an advanced age?
Well, what I need to know what
That's
kind
a
of
big
industry.
former Big 3 MVP Joe Johnson.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
At the age of
38-year-old Joe
38
Johnson. Yeah.
is getting a workout with the 76ers.
Did he win the Big 3?
He was the MVP.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
know
it was
they
his
had-
most recent season, but he has been
They
the
had
MVP
the
of the
playoffs
Big 3.
just over the weekend. I
Yeah.
tried to get into the Big 3. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I
tried
tried
to
to.
pretend
It's
like I was interested. The Big 3 is basically senior basketball.
Yes.
Right? It's like 35 to 45-year-old NBA players.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
There's
mean, there
not
are
like-
some younger ones, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
but
like
they win.
Yeah.
The former NBA players.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
win.
guys who are not too far removed from being pretty good in the NBA.
Yeah, that's
are
who they
good in
win.
this league.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
Lamar
Mike
Odom.
Bibbies and Big
Right.
Baby Davises and Joe John. It's
Right.
a high level,
Right.
but they're
Didn't Sean Marion do well in
like
that league?
gray bearded.
Yeah,
Katino
right.
Mobley.
Right.
And
Like
there's
they
a-
can't play in the NBA anymore, but
Kenyon Martin. Right.
they're still
Those-
plenty good.
Correct.
Yeah. And,
I liked the idea. I couldn't get into it. I was amazed though. A couple of games that I did watch.
Big
and
crowds.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
crowds in NBA arenas.
Yeah. They probably don't charge a lot, but
Yeah.
it's still cool.
Yeah.
You got a TV contract, so if you have a TV contract, and you can
Yeah,
survive.
for sure. It was, strange. I thought. All right, trending tonight.
And,
Jack. I'm sorry.
lastly-
Number 1.
still. Okay.
Lastly, yeah. Well, I mean, what else would it be? We're in the cone of concern, right?
Well, that's
Yes.
for sure.
It's
yeah.
all Dorian
If
all the
you're
time.
unaware of the hurricane and its potential impact, then Put it on TV for about 18 seconds, and you'll be made fully aware as we go full bore. I do think it's a little, look, I worked in the industry forever. I got great love for what local television stations do, but we've kind of fallen into this trap pick of starting the advance notice too far away and too strongly. I mean, there's obviously a place for letting people know there's a hurricane churning out there, but I mean, it's a little much for me.
I have stumbled upon a wonderful article that I'm going to read a lot of it because it's about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the title of it is The Greatest Catch I've Ever Seen. And it takes you behind the scenes, and in honor of the 25 years and the game tonight, it's one you're gonna want to hear about.
By the way, speaking of Hurricane Dorian.
Yeah, I wasn't speaking of Hurricane Dorian. I'm talking about the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, you're teasing, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
We got the Riley report next. We'll do that
as
9
we're
o'clock, top
wrapping
of the hour.
the top 5 at 8, where Hurricane Dorian was number 1. I was trying to find this tweet. It was a viral tweet. It's got 166,000 likes. I don't know if it's true or not, but a Twitter user, Megan O'Connell, tweets out that a hurricane bearing my mother's name, Dorian, is headed for the beach where my dad is supposed to get married this weekend.
Get married?
Yeah, Dad is getting remarried on the beach where
was.
Dorian, who is his ex-wife's name, is headed.
Oh, dear.
Ooh, yeah, time to go west, young man. Go west. That's what's trending. Brought to you by Brews with a Z. We begin our year-long focus on college football with the Riley Report. Former Wake Forest All-ACC player Riley Skinner joins us to preview this opening weekend of college football. Next, on a Custom Tree Surgeons, easy for me to say, Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday here on The Drill. Listen, I've been telling you, hurricane season comes, property damage ensues, and when it does, no job, too big or small, for Custom Tree Surgeons. They've been doing this for a long time, and man, do a terrific job. They'll leave your place looking brand new again. So remember the website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The 1010XL studios are kept clean by Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Local and live.
Live? Live? Live.
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 Because local and live is better.
Oh, right.
1010XL.
I'm Holt Harrell. When we say consultations are free, it doesn't cost a thing. Regardless of whether you hire us or not, we will take all the time that you need and make sure that you make the right decisions going forward. Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
You know, guys, with you, sometimes it's baby steps. I remember with my husband, I had to practically drag him to the nail salon to get a pedicure, assuring him how much he was going to love getting a pedicure. And we did it. And of course, now he goes all the time because he thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. Same thing with laser hair removal. I told him, this is so great. I won't have to shave your back anymore. You'll be smooth all of the time and feeling confident. He did it. And again, that life-changing moment when he listened to his wife. Ideal Image Med Spa wants you to be confident this summer. Get up to 60% off laser hair removal. Yeah, this is something for men, women, anyone with unwanted hair. It's here, it's there, it's even there, but that doesn't mean it has to stay. And when you look good, you feel good. When you feel your best, you get more out of life. Call for your private complimentary consultation. It's 904-652-0652. That's 904-652-0652. Located at the Markets Town Center, US 17, just south of Orange Park on Fleming Island, St. Augustine, and Diane's Marketplace on South Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Medical Director, Dr. Holly Hickman, and IdealImage.com.
Hear ye, hear ye. The Great Car Sale of 2019 is September 13th and 14th at the Morocco Shrine Auditorium. Brought to you by 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Featuring over 500 used and late model cars, trucks, and SUVs from 10 local dealers. Audi, Toyota, BMW, Ford, you name it, we have it. Huge discounts and deals all day at the biggest car sale of the year. September 13th and 14th at the Morocco Shrine. Get pre-approved for a loan as low as 1.89% at 121fcu.org.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus, our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Keep up with the latest Bulldogs news and notes. I'm Lauren Rue. Catch my Georgia Bulldogs reports on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Culhane's Irish Pub on Atlantic Beach and in Tinseltown.
We've been saving people money for over 50 years. Now at Mavis Discount Tire, save even more. Right now, get up to $100 back on a set of 4 select Continental tires. You always save at Mavis Discount Tire. Visit MavisTire.com to see our huge tire selection and to find a store near you. Come in today and save.
Mavis Discount Tire, America's discount tire store.
Legal and other restrictions apply. See stores for rebate details.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops this Labor Day weekend for the Trade-In, Trade-Up sale. Trade in your golf balls and get $3 towards a new dozen. Trade in your shoes and get $10 towards a new pair. Trade in your golf bag and get $25 towards a new one. And get a 50% bonus trade-in on your old clubs. And remember, be sure and check out the new T-Series irons from Titleist. It's all happening now through Labor Day at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, serving golfers since 1968.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. My wife and I just returned home from a vacation visiting some historical sites. After 40 hours driving on the road, I was ready for my own bed. This summer has been pretty tough on the carpets, rugs, and tile. The kids and pets constantly coming in and out, bringing in lots of Florida sand. Now that school's back in, it's time to call Zero Res. If your home needs cleaning, give Zero Res a call. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for only $129, and we will clean the 4th room for free. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
In celebration of our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway, Diamonds Direct announces our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. Starting this Saturday, you can get the Diamonds Direct unbeatable value price on any item. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. You can even finance the tax. This amazing offer starts this Saturday at the all-new Diamonds Direct showroom off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds. On approved credit.
For the best price and service when it comes to your waste hauling and collecting, look no further than the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Jet Prosser here, and let me tell you, you're not going to find an easier way to handle your project cleanups than calling in the A-Team at All-American. A J.B. Coxwell company, All-American Roll-Off and Recycling has brand new trucks and cans in all sizes to fit your project needs. No hidden fees. Count on the best price in town. When it comes to cleaning up when the job is done, go with the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Visit us at all-americanrolloff.com.
The NFL season is about to kick off. Know what that means? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has more odds and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Sign up now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to bet your favorite teams. Want more? How about $100,000 more? You win MyBookie's first ever NFL handicapping super contest, and $100,000 is all yours. Don't play on some no-name sports book. Bet with the best at MyBookie.ag. Use promo code RADIO to get your exclusive double your money offer today. That's promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
All right, hurricane not the only thing blowing in. College football blows in for real this weekend. It gets started tonight. Now, a game that you might argue would be the most interesting locally would be Georgia Tech Clemson, a game that we should emphasize isn't available on Comcast and Xfinity. It is available if you have, right, DirecTV,
Dish Network, it's on
Hulu,
there.
Some of the others, it's on there, but
Roku, Apple, Fish Stick.
Yeah, nobody. Fish Stick?
It's on the Fish Stick.
It's Fire Stick, Dan, not Fish Stick. Let's Let's bring in our, this is probably like a 10-year anniversary for this cat with us. Riley Skinner and the Riley Report. Riles, good to see you. How was your off-season?
What's up, gentlemen?
What's up, Riles?
Off-season was fantastic.
Good. You had any more kids since we saw you last?
No.
You're usually good for a kid in off-season.
Yeah, that's about the rate I've been going, but no, we capped it off at 3.
Okay.
Today is my 3-year-old's birthday, so
All
that's
right.
a big one.
Happy birthday.
We should have
Yep.
some big Palooza party planned, Riley. I hope so.
We've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed his breakfast just to be on the show, though. So.
Very
Dedication.
nice.
Well, that's a long day.
It's
you
a
know?
breakfast. There's a lunch. There's a Palooza, and then it may carry over into the weekend when all the family comes in.
That's right. Hey, I'm glad y'all gave a little shout out to the ACC network and also the semi fiasco that's been going on with the network.
Can you give us any insight as to whether or not that will become available? Because I don't know what the percentage breakdown is anymore, but I'm still a Comcast Xfinity customer. I know Dan is. I think most people are, and there are so many useless channels on cable. Why they wouldn't offer the ACC network is strange to me. So where are we at on that?
You know, it's something that's going on with the suits, obviously, that they haven't been able to strike a deal. They got Dish Network about at 2 o'clock p.m. before the network launched a week or so ago. There's still AT&T Comcast are working through and making a huge push for all the fans and, and conference followers to demand that their service provide the ACC network. But right now it is tough. I mean, you got to have a Hulu or YouTube TV or one of those or a Dish Network to get it. So not the way wanted to start it out, but that being said, the network itself has been fantastic for those that have been able to get it, and I think they've got great content and some awesome documentaries they've done so far with the season that saved Coach K and Inside Clemson and a couple of those. So I think it'll come. It just unfortunately wasn't done right at the beginning.
Have they done the Riley Skinner underdog documentary yet at Wake Forest?
I hear it's in the works.
ACC Offensive Player of the Year.
For it yet.
Okay, all right.
It's more of a 2022 debut.
Should we put that together and sell it to the ACC network?
Maybe
and
make a little
some
cash on your back.
Now we're talking.
What if I
told you?
That is a good story. That's a good story. It's
a great story.
Yeah. That's compelling. Something tells me that the ACC network, the hubbub is really going to start on Jan 4 when Duke goes to North Carolina.
No, they couldn't. I will say this: the network could not have hit it at a better time.
Right,
getting the basketball national championship and getting the football national championship off the cusp of that, and we had a couple of golf and stuff like that. So, perfect time to do it. It timed up right. Just whatever kind of negotiations have to go on to get the other larger, cable providers to carry it, they need to do that.
Well, they do because
There's
you have
a lot of people that aren't going to be able to watch some
Yeah.
of their favorite games.
You have a very interesting. Forget Clemson, Georgia Tech. I mean, if you're talking about most important ACC game of the week, it's Virginia Pitt. That's an early season
And that's
indicator
ACC this weekend.
of who's the better team. They're in the same division, aren't they?
They're in the same division.
Yeah.
Pitt was
Virginia's
ended up representing the Coastal last year against Clemson, which was pretty ugly, to be honest, for the Coastal.
I would say
but
wouldn't you say
Virginia's the favorite right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And this is, that's for those that follow the conference, that's one of the most intriguing games, if not the most intriguing game.
For sure.
Virginia's getting a ton of hype that I'm a little cautious on. I love Bryce Perkins, their quarterback, what they did on defense last year. They're bringing guys back, and they've got playmakers. But the hype for Virginia to get this kind of hype to be the Coastal favorite going into the season is odd. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to really respond to that and play with that hype, because Pitt's not a bad team. I mean, they run the ball well. They've got a solid quarterback coming back and Pickett. So it's going to be a really good game. That's one I'm definitely going to be watching on Saturday.
And looking a little bit further forward, to get it local again, Miami, North Carolina on the 7th is an ACC network. FSU, Virginia on the 14th is ACC network. Then,
Wake UNC on Friday the 13th is an ACC network. I'll be at that game.
They have a lot of games. Yeah. They have a lot of games, don't they?
Speaking of an interesting team, North Carolina, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
Every year you bring North Carolina to us.
I do. You got Mac Brown up there.
You got
You
a quarterback.
Sam Howell, the quarterback who was supposed to go to Florida
Yeah, but
State.
he's a true
flipping around.
freshman. Come on.
I did see they're starting him.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about Mack Brown, bro. Last time we saw Mack Brown, he was being run out of Texas because the game had passed him by. I mean, next you're going to sell me Bobby Bowden's the new coach at North Carolina. So, I'm with you. I respect Mack Brown for what he did. Often, part two for these guys, 6-8 years later, doesn't go well.
Yeah, but Jeff, let's call a spade a spade. Mack Brown's not going to be running the show from an X's and O's standpoint of that team. He got two really good coordinators from the offensive, defensive side, and his staff is, knowing some of the guys on their staff, I think he's got a really talented staff on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, he's going to be the figurehead. He's going to go out and recruit the way that he can recruit, and he's going to let his coordinators pretty much run the show on the field. So I don't think you can look at him and say the game's past him, because all he's got to do is go be a CEO, a head coach, and a recruiter, and not call plays and worry about the X's and O's. I don't know. They've got a lot of momentum and got some good recruits early on. It's just going to be interesting. I'm not saying they're going to be good. It's just
I don't mean to completely dismiss
Riley,
them.
do you think Clemson is going to go undefeated? And listen, it's right off the rip to me are arguably the three toughest games of the year. Georgia Tech, all right, they're going to win. They're 37-point favorites.
Georgia Tech's terrible. They've changed systems.
Yeah,
they're not going to win a lot of games.
That's fine. But then they have Texas A&M next week, and then they go to Syracuse, who gave them fits a year ago. My point is they need to be ready to go right away. After that, I think they'll sail through. But Clemson undefeated, yay or nay at season's end. And when I say season's end, I say into the playoff.
I can see them having one blemish.
One blemish? Okay.
One blemish.
One blemish, by the way, gets them into the Final Four.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Going undefeated is hard.
Oh, sure
it's
is.
really hard.
I
2
know.
years in a row, especially.
Well, they should have lost that Syracuse game last year if not for a fourth down pass
Miracle.
by a
A
backup
miracle.
quarterback. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, no
and
question.
then they made the right decision.
Riley, what were your thoughts on Week 0 in the Florida-Miami game?
Oh, my gosh. Ugly, to say the least, but, showed grit. I mean, Florida had some playmakers that stepped up when they needed to. I thought Felipe Franks was serviceable, made some, obvious bonehead mistakes. It was just a sloppy first game. I mean, it reminded me of watching the Florida-Miami or the FSU-Miami Labor Day games where it was just no discipline on defense, throwing the ball up, going jump balls, a lot of turnovers, balls on the ground everywhere. It just wasn't very telling for either team. I don't think you can take a ton away from it. Love the firepower in Felipe Frank's arm. I mean, he looks confident. I can't say he was super polished.
How good is that? I think one thing that's lost in the narrative on Florida and Franks and how they performed, and matter of fact, I didn't like Dan Mullen's game of what if yesterday in his press conference. Basically, well, if he completes this, he has 300 yards, and don't give me if. Right, you can play that any game. But I will say this: that it has been undersold. That's the number one pass defense in the country last year, Riley. That's a front seven that's got 2 or 3 or 4 NFL players. The Miami defense, the offense is lagging. Miami's defense is,
they're good,
pretty well respected.
They are.
In that context, Felipe Franks getting the win on a neutral field and having 250 yards passing and 3 total touchdowns.
And when they needed it, stepped up.
It does show that we hold him to a different
throw
standard.
down the middle was one of the better throws I've ever seen him make, and at a clutch time.
Yeah, I just think it shows that it's news. It's impressive in and of itself that he has so changed the Felipe Franks standard. I mean, that game last year would have been, oh my God, you would have been going crazy if he had opened last season and played that way. It would have been, so remarkably different. So let's.
I don't think he's going to be playing looking over his shoulder at all. I mean, this is his team.
No, you could hear.
He talks like it's his team. I'll be honest. I think both those teams are going to win 9 games at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was impressed with Miami. I was impressed actually with Jaron Williams. I thought he played well for a freshman whose offensive line, that's a young offensive line going against a stout defensive line of Florida. I mean, the dude had no time. Obviously, 10 sacks by Florida, but stuck in there well for a young quarterback playing his first game on a big stage like that. You can see why they chose him over Tate Martell and N'Kosi Perry.
Yeah, there's no question about that. All right, so who do you like when the smoke clears here? Are you Clemson, Bama, Georgia, somebody else? I mean, is that what we're looking at? Is that the way to go?
It seems pretty predictable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, it just. I mean, any way you look at it,
Who's a
seems
second?
pretty
Like
predictable.
who's a second? Like I think LSU might be a little bit dangerous. Who do you like? Do you like LSU? Do you like Michigan? Do you like Oregon? Do you like,
like
Utah?
Michigan.
Ohio State. Some people are still
Yeah.
keeping up there.
Ohio State, but again, Ohio State, you just don't know what you got with Justin Fields. You got
Right.
a highly recruited high school quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what you have in Justin Fields yet. And the quarterback's gonna take that team whether they go far or they don't make the playoffs, and it's all going to be on the quarterback. In my opinion, the way that Ohio State is run, I have a hard time throwing them in there. You know one that I kind of like? No one's really talking about Ian Book in Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Ian Book.
Okay.
I think Ian Book could be one of the better quarterbacks in college football this year. They just have a really tough schedule. A really tough schedule. Other than that, I mean, Oklahoma, Georgia, Alabama, Clemson. I mean, I don't really see anybody else making a huge run.
But someone will.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody will.
Someone will.
Somebody
Whether
will.
it's-
I still don't trust Michigan.
I don't.
I
Hey,
don't.
They've got to beat. They've got to beat good teams before you can start to go. I mean, they're 1-9 against the top 10, and that's beyond terrible. That tells if you're 1-10 against top 10, you've been way overrated for
Right.
these years. I mean,
Texas
that doesn't
is-
mean you're a bad program, but it means you're more like Purdue than you are Ohio State.
Well, yes. Texas is climbing. I still don't trust Texas. I still think they've got one or two just bonehead weeks, and they're going to lose to a team they shouldn't lose to. Oregon, honestly, I can't wait to watch a West Coast team this weekend, Oregon and Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
That's an intriguing matchup.
Shouldn't
to see.
Oregon win that game? I mean, they have a quarterback who's going to be a first-round draft pick, maybe the number one pick overall. I read somewhere, I think they have 5 fifth-year seniors on the O-line, which has to be a tremendous advantage.
Yeah, but you've got a really good Auburn defensive line.
Yeah,
That's the matchup of the game right
Yeah, you
there.
have a first-round pick on the Auburn D-line, but I'm suggesting that you got an Auburn quarterback playing his first-ever game. I would sure lean towards Oregon. And plus you have Mario Cristobal, who,
You got old Gus calling plays again, though. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, this
Yeah.
is what I love about week one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got all these unknowns and guys we haven't seen. I mean, you got Justin Fields playing quarterback, Jalen Hurts playing quarterback
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
Oklahoma, Kelly Bryant at Mizzou. You got Jacob Eason now on a top 15 Washington team. We haven't thought about him in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You got Brandon Wimbush playing at UCF. I mean, it's going to be exciting to see how these guys with different color jerseys that are playing now, what they look like on the field now that it's their time to run the show.
What an upside-down Pac-12 when the 3 favorites to represent the conference in the Final Four playoffs, if any of them can make it, are Oregon, Washington, and Utah. Hey, USC, what are y'all doing, man? What's wrong with USC, Riley? Just waiting on Urban? I mean, what are we doing? How can you? And hey, Chip Kelly, I thought you were supposed to be the bomb.
How about UCLA?
Yeah.
How about just be somewhat relevant?
But USC is the guy to carry the torch. That's like FSU being down. Only there's no Clemson stepping up to represent that conference. That conference is oof.
It is.
I don't think Oregon. I don't know. I know.
It is depleting and on a downward spiral.
Yeah, I sense that Dan's on Oregon. I'd take Auburn all day long in that game. So
I-
Oregon.
I'm with you,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Oregon's going to be out of this talk real quick. It'll be one
I'm with
week,
you,
and we
Jeff.
can say goodbye to them. Utah can lose to BYU tonight, quite frankly, and say bye-bye to them. And you better hope Jacob Eason's good. Or
And I-
USC remembers their USC.
And I tell you what didn't help the Pac-12, Kevin Sumlin and the Arizona Wildcats
Right.
losing to Hawaii with a Khalil Tate, no, not Khalil Tate.
What is it about that
Was
Arizona
Khalil Tate.
program, Riley? They try. They went and got Rich Rod when he was, still had some juice. They try. They don't win. That seems like a sleeping giant to me that just can't ever wake up.
Just come to Arizona where you just don't win.
You just don't win, do you? I mean, they just don't win. They should. They should win more. I mean,
I think they're losing the recruits because all the girls are going to Arizona State.
Is that what it is?
Yep. They just get.
What do you think
they're
Nebraska
just getting
does
run
this
to
year under Scott Frost, Riley?
Probably the most, hyped up 4-8 team from last year.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. They were 4-8.
But you get Martinez back, who hopefully will stay healthy, and he's a stud. I mean, the times that he touched the football at quarterback, he was really good, and everybody and Oklahoma. I mean, Nebraska obviously just anoints Scott Frost the guy. So I don't put much stock into it until we see the first 6 games of the season to see what we're really working with.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I honestly don't follow Nebraska that close, so I can't tell you.
No, I hear you. You got an upset pick here as we wrap up week 1 of the Riley Report. Nothing too early? What's an upset, what's not?
Just to get Dan riled up.
Oh.
I'm curious. I'm telling you, UNC and South Carolina. I mean, UNC against South Carolina. I want to see it.
You gave me that.
Been close
they
every
had
time they play it.
They had a 5th-year quarterback. Was it last year or 2 years ago? You gave me Carolina, that guy, and they.
That was like 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years ago, and they were horrible. I mean, South Carolina's going to beat North Carolina by 2 touchdowns, bro.
South Carolina's terrible.
They're not terrible.
South Carolina
terrible every year.
That's a stupid statement. They're not terrible, dude. They're not.
Well, what's
they got a
the
quarterback
step above terrible? I mean, what you got to have some results. You just can't go with that. Quarterback's been mediocre.
Who is
it's been
there
a disappointment,
is
Jake
Bentley still
Bentley.
there?
Bentley's still there. He's there for
Yeah,
another year.
He's been a disappointment.
They also added. You ever heard of Feaster from Clemson?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Tavion Feaster's going there to play
if
running
they got
back.
Feaster, then I take it back.
I don't know. There's really not a good upset pick. I just wanted to get Dan.
Well, that was good. I appreciate it. Thank you, friend.
North Carolina may be favored in the game.
How are you with the How are you with the Bowls program? Have you been over to visit
Good.
with new coach
I have
Tobin?
been. I've actually been helping out the quarterbacks a couple times a week starting this year. It's fun. I like it. It's a whole new regime, whole new feel,
all right,
style, speed of practice. I tell you, I don't know if y'all were out there for the showcase last weekend, but I thought that was a pretty awesome event for the city of Jacksonville.
Yes. 1010XL was a big part of it. I was in Orlando watching the Gators, but yes, it was a great event.
What's the dedication to your city, Dan?
Well, I mean, the dedication to my school, my man. I mean, I can only have so much dedication in me.
That was good. So
All right,
it'll be a fun high school season to follow. And hey, I don't know if you've caught up with him or kept tabs on it, but old Johnny Wolford's looking like he may get a spot with the Rams.
Yeah, I hope so. I actually like him to beat out Bortles, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's right. He is fighting for Bortles for that backup.
All right, Riles.
Thank you,
good
Riley.
talking to you.
Hey, good talking with you guys.
Right.
See you next
Talk
week.
to you next Thursday.
There he goes, Riley Skinner.
Your South Carolina squad lost to Virginia 28-0 in the Belk Bowl, Hick. They went 7-6. They better have an influx of something to get. Yeah.
I'm not going to become a South Carolina fan. I don't like South Carolina.
I
just can't let you sit there and say they're terrible.
Well, I'm just curious why you're so big on, why you're so strong on them. That's all.
I think they have a lot of veterans back.
Yeah, but veterans that go 6-5 every year.
I think the Feaster kid is really good. By the way, he's just behind Etienne at Clemson.
No, I know
he ran
he's a
for
good
like
player.
800 yards last year.
I know that.
If Bentley can't do it now, when can he do it? They've got a receiver there who's going to break. Alshon Jeffrey.
Why were they any good last year is my question.
Why weren't they any good?
Yeah, they went. I mean, I'm being serious here.
Yeah.
South Carolina last year, just to refresh.
Yes.
They second game of the year. They hosted Georgia. A chance to make a statement. They lost 41-17.
Right.
They played at Kentucky 2 weeks later. They lost 24-10. They later lost at home to Texas A&M. They lost to the Gators in a game they gave back. Clemson, like they beat everyone, beat them by 21. And then they finished in the Belk Bowl to Virginia. They lost 28-0 with Bentley and everyone playing. They went 7-6. So I just don't know. I mean,
I think
North Carolina's no good either. So this is not the
This isn't the measuring stick.
Right, this
Check
won't
back
be the problem.
in 2 weeks when they play Alabama and Columbia.
Yeah.
Or go to Georgia in October. At Missouri. They have a tremendously difficult schedule.
One thing that they will do, and this is symptomatic of the SEC in general, there's a middle-of-the-pack team always beats a good one.
Yeah.
Every year. Tennessee beat Auburn last year, Dan. How's that possible? So that'll have, Kentucky beat Florida. There's always and maybe it doesn't apply even to the actuality of that year, but the perception of a good team versus a middle team, that middle team will win some games. So maybe that is South Carolina. That's not the easiest schedule in the world. Play Clemson, Texas A&M, Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. 5 of your games are against top 10 teams. Well, I guess Texas A&M just outside. It is a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. The final hour of the program begins next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Start your engines!
Feel the thrill of live NASCAR play-by-play.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, drivers!
Sunday at Darlington, brought to you by American Transmission. Your NASCAR station is 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here from my friends at Diamonds Direct. Something amazing about to happen at Diamonds Direct and celebrating the all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway starting this Saturday for a limited time. You can get the guaranteed low price Diamonds Direct is famous for. Pay nothing down to get 0% financing for 5 whole years. That's right, we said it. Free financing, 0% interest for 5 years with nothing down. It's the best and smartest way to buy, using someone else's money. Think about it. You get a $6,000 engagement ring, pay $100 a month. $3,000 diamond bracelet for just $50 a month. Take any item divided by 60, and that's your super low payment. It's the perfect time to get that designer engagement ring with that pair of diamond stud earrings, and everything's included. The pendants, the eternity bands, the all-designer jewelry, all GIA certified diamonds. The lunch bunch is going to be there later today, ladies and gentlemen. So it starts this Saturday and will be available for a limited time. Do not wait. Nothing down. 0 interest for 5 years. Diamonds Direct, all new beautiful showroom of Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt. Diamonds Direct on approved credit. See store for all details.
When you owe the IRS or Florida sales tax and can't pay, contact J. David Tax Law. Voted best tax attorney by Folio Weekly Readers and an ultimate tax attorney by the Jacksonville Business Journal. Stop collection action and permanently resolve your tax problem. Peace of mind is only a click or call away. Call J. David Tax Law now for a no-cost consultation at 507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Online at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Meet Vuse Alto, a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes with long-lasting pods filled with liquid blended in the U.S. Vuse Alto delivers our highest performing vapor yet. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Vuse, leading the way today, tomorrow, and in the future. Underage sale prohibited.
Currently driving a Nissan, Toyota, or Acura, you can upgrade now, and Infinity of Orange Park will make your payments for 12 months. That's right. No matter what you drive, you can trade up to a new Infinity, and we'll make your payments for a year. Plus, they're backed by our exclusive complimentary lifetime warranty, a brand new Infinity, with payments until September 2020 on us, and a lifetime warranty. Rush to Jack Hanania's Infinity of Orange Park, online at infinityoforangepark.com. That's $1,000 per month. Full details.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important things we can have, and sometimes the most elusive. I'm Mark Anajar from the Law Office of Anajar & Levine. Falls can be embarrassing. Your first reaction might be to get up, but always make sure to check yourself for any injuries. Examine your surroundings to see what caused you to fall. Take pictures if possible, and call the manager to make a formal report. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Office in Jacksonville.
Republic Services is now hiring CDL drivers in Duval and St. Johns counties. Join the team of over 33,000 employees across the U.S. with Republic Services. New drivers get a $2,000 sign-on bonus and competitive benefits. Over 50% of managers in Northeast Florida started their careers as drivers. You can build a career too. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment. For more information and to apply, wear the star, drive your career, visit republicservices.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. We are gearing up for this year's football season and are excited to offer medical coverage and support to 15 area high schools and the University of North Florida. To learn more about our sports medicine team, please visit se-ortho.com. Our team is composed of 5 fellowship-trained, board-certified physicians, the absolute best doctors in the business, who are experts in sports medicine. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, online at se-ortho.com.
What's up, North Florida poker fans? This is Allie McNeil from both Best Bet Card Rooms in Jacksonville and Orange Park. The World Poker Tour returns to Jacksonville September 27th with 22 total events and over $1.3 million in guarantees. The $5,000 buy-in Best Bet Bounty Scramble will host 30 of the most acclaimed celebrities from around the world. Knock out any of the celebrity bounties and get $2,500 on the spot. Take part in all the glory and fame at this year's WPT Series. For more information, visit them on the web at bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, where anybody can win.
Fast, easy, and convenient glass repair and replacement. That's how Lee & Cates does it. Commercial, residential, automotive. For more information and to request a quote, visit leeandcatesglass.com.
home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Vida de Louis is the newest tequila on the Jacksonville scene, and it's the smoothest, too. It's a tribute to smooth sailing and living a relaxed lifestyle. Extra aeration makes Jacksonville's only locally owned tequila perfect for the summer season or any season. Check out VitaDeLouis.com for great drink recipes and interact on social media. The citrus of the sea, Vida de Louis. Ask for it by name the next time you want the smoothest tequila in Jacks. VitaDeLouis.com to find all the locations where it's served.
Great deals are happening at Beaver.
Tire rotation, $19.99. Oil change, $29.99. A 2019 certified Camry, $18,988. A 2019 certified Equinox, $21,988.
Having an easy and enjoyable car buying experience with someone you trust, that's our WOW advantage. It's simple. We give you what others won't. Come see why our family at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet continues to grow every day. We're here to wow you.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. Game day is here, the final preseason game of the year, as the Jaguars host the Atlanta Falcons tonight at 7, just a few days away from the deadline to cut rosters down to 53, as Saturday the 31st marks the spot. Tonight is Throwback Thursday, 90s night, as the team celebrates and remembers the first decade of the Jaguars. Entertainment and fan packs available. Visit Jaguars.com for more information. And the continuation of the Jaguars All-25, the top players in franchise history voted on by local media, takes place as cornerback Rashean Mathis will be featured at tonight's game. And don't forget, our coverage begins at 3 with the Coastal Equipment Kickoff Show featuring Hayes Carlyon, Lauren Brooks, and Tony Smith. 81 degrees, it's 8:59. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
90s night, Dan.
Oh. Slowing things down a little bit.
You know, I was thinking it's kind of appropriate that it's 90s night because to this day, the most exciting win in Jaguars history was that Falcons game. And a lot of more success has come since then.
The most exciting regular season win?
Yeah, I think so. Considering the stakes and the came out of nowhere and the fact that the Falcons are one of the best kickers in the history of the league, missed a chip shot for them to win. I mean, it was just it's an unreal Sunday afternoon. To me, it is it about matches any game.
Well, until tonight when the Falcons and the Jags meet again to decide who's going to be the loser of the preseason.
Who played first? This is, I think, the 16th time they've met in the preseason.
See if Gardner Minshew can get us some points, get the ball in the end zone. How the Jags feel about Gardner Minshew?
You know, I found that funny.
Be the backup?
It's funny you say that because I know you've been not hard, but you've held Minshew to a standard if he's not scoring points. But yet these receivers you want to keep, they ain't exactly getting to the end zone.
No. C.J. Board and Trey McBride, but the ones that I'm cutting haven't done anything either.
Well, they haven't played.
So
a lot of them.
Well, some of them have. And
not much.
Haven't done anything.
Pryor and Cole, those guys haven't hardly played. Have they?
Yeah. I've seen them out there.
Oh. All right.
Just ready to move on. I got 10 catches versus 1 catch. I'm taking the guy with 10 catches. Sorry. All right. Speaking of catches, the greatest catch I've ever seen. It's called, I found this, and it's interesting. It's on Pro Style Media, and it's by Cecil Shorts III.
Okay.
And in 2013, I was witness to something so very special, but at the same time, it was something that, put in context, was so very sad. Third year in the league with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I was coming off my best season. Our wide receiver room was tight. We did everything together. We watched games. We hooped. We went to church. We ate. We hung out. We did it all. I knew we were going to be very special together, but one of our main receivers was suspended for the first 4 games of the season. This dude was the most talented player I played with in my career.
That's Justin Black.
He was just a natural athlete, and there was literally nothing he could not do. I remember when we drafted him in 2012, and he first practiced with us in OTAs, he looked awful. In training camp, he looked good, but not top 5, which was where he was drafted good. But the first preseason game came, and we were all like, oh, this is why he's in the top 5. He made things look so effortless out there playing the game. We went 0-4 in the 4 games he was suspended. We were not a very good football team. We had talent everywhere. However, we couldn't put things together for whatever reason. Even though we struggled as a team, we were still pretty tight. We gave it our all. It just wasn't good enough that particular year. So week 5 of the season was here, and our guy was back in action. He started practicing with us, and we were all excited about this, thinking he would help our offense and team in general. But on Wednesday, he was nowhere to be found. Wednesday is the first day of the NFL week that the game plan is presented to players. The first meeting was at 7:30. He wasn't there. We were thinking he would show up for the team meeting at 8 a.m. After the special teams meeting, we were calling and texting, no response. This was not just 1 or 2 guys calling and texting. This was like 30 people. We all knew he had personal battles, so we started to get nervous, wondering if he was okay.
The personal battle is what led to the 4-game suspension, by the way.
Marcus Pollard, former NFL tight end and our player development guy, decided to go to his house and check on him. He arrived at the house and banged on the door. No answer. Knocked for 10 minutes, and finally somebody answered the door. It was not Blackman. It was a friend of his who answered, and he had an attitude like Marcus was bothering him. So MP just walked right by him and started looking for Blackman. He found him in the bed, passed out, surrounded by alcohol. MP woke up, and Black goes into panic mode, denying he was drinking and crying he was going to get cut. MP and Alonzo calm him down and bring him to the stadium for practice. By the time he got dressed and arrived, we were just about done with practice and heading down to the red zone. Black walks onto the field, puts his pads on, and he's crying to me, "See, they're going to cut me. I didn't do anything last night. I just overslept. I didn't drink or anything." He says these things over and over, but he reeked of alcohol. He was pleading to us.
Almost every abuser, abuser, will swear to you up and down how they haven't done anything, and where the rest of the world is on
sad.
to them.
Yeah, he was
right. Might be a shout out to anyone out there that ever battles any kind of substance. Don't even try telling people because everyone is on to you. Yeah,
he was pleading to us, the wide receiver group, that he wasn't drinking and just overslept, but we all could smell the drinks. It was an emotional moment. I cried with him a little bit. I've never seen him like this, and it was sad to see. This is Cecil Short's words. "I loved him as a brother and friend and just wanted the best for him. Crazy thing is the coaches threw him in at practice. First play, they threw him a screen. He dropped it. They started yelling and crying. Second play, dropped another pass, same result." Now, I'm not sure if you've ever been to an NFL regular season practice, but it was the GM, scouts, media from a distance, and all the coaches out there watched this unfold. We were on the 8-yard line going into the end zone of practice, and Blackman is on the right side lined up outside. He ran a route called a back line in route, which is just an in-cutting route 3 yards from the back of the end zone to give him some space to come down after the catch if it's thrown to him. On this particular play, and I don't remember who the quarterback was, either Blaine Gabbert or Chad Henne. Either way, the quarterback threw it to Blackman, but he threw it high. I mean, real high. As a matter of fact, he threw it over the goalpost. The goalpost, the last time I checked, was 10 feet high, same height of an NBA basketball rim. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It was about a foot over the goalpost. Well, Blackman jumps up like he's catching an alley-oop dunk and caught the pass one-handed. And not just a regular one-hand catch. He caught the ball on the side. Not the point of the ball, but plucked it from the air on the side and came down with 2 feet in the bounce. Everybody was in shock, like, what the hell did he just do? I couldn't believe what I saw. If I tried that 25 times, maybe I could do it once, and I'm sober. Coach blew his whistle and ended practice on that catch. We all jumped on him, celebrated while still in shock at the same time. JB played 4 more games for us that season and did amazing. He was so fun to watch and even more fun to play with. At week 9, we were coming back from a game in London when we learned he was suspended indefinitely. That was the last time he played in the NFL.
That first game back, I was just looking at the stats. That first game back in 2013, that
was it Denver?
It
St.
was
Louis.
It was the Rams.
Yeah, he had a 78-yarder or something like that.
Yeah, he had 9 catches for 136 yards.
Yeah.
Then 5 for 136, 9 targets. Then he went to Denver the next week.
Yeah.
Went 14 for 190.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And then ultimately, just
What if I told you? But even more amazing, he did this under the influence. He was a special player, but he was a special human being. Everyone in the locker room loved him as a player, and when he was around, he was perfectly fine. But alone at home, he battled those demons. No matter how good we are at football or how people view us as professionals, we're still human. We are just like you. We just happen to be really good at a particular sport. So the next time you see a pro athlete in the news for something that you might feel is dumb, careless, or a poor decision, look in the mirror and remember he or she is human just like you. It's called Story Time with Cecil Shorts.
Listen, that speaks us to an issue that I pointed out early. I think the NFL is missing the boat when they suspend players, making them stay away from the facility. And what Cecil just said right there, look, the guy was fine when he was around us. You put him alone, he battled his demons.
Yeah.
I think that's a very common, core trait for all of these players who battle substance abuse.
Right.
Because it is abuse. And you got to, I mean, look, if you lose $1 million job, it's abuse.
Right.
You have a drug problem. You're not a drug user. You have a drug problem. That's a problem. You're sacrificing a lot of money to drink.
We have not
alcohol.
heard hide nor hair from Justin Blackman
we haven't.
since he left and moved back out to
I've heard little reports
Oklahoma,
here or there.
Texas.
Saw him in Vegas that one time he was doing an autograph. I mean, you get a little drive-by here or there. Somebody will send you a photo, but
he
I
looked
think
like he
as
had
far as I know,
no-
he's stayed out of trouble.
No, he got in a couple troubles.
Well, I'm
but-
saying in the last, 3 or
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Was that it through 2013? That was it.
I don't know the years, but I know.
But that year you just talked about, and then he went away.
Yeah,
Did
said
he never come
played
back?
again.
He never came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, what a shame. So good, but had no, I guess he would just, because of what he dealt with, he would rather drink, I guess.
I don't know if he'd rather, but he does.
Yeah.
He did. And
He never asked for, he never seemed to ask for help, though.
yeah, that I have no
I don't
idea
think
on
he.
that.
Well, I mean, when he was here, I don't think he ever went to any, counseling or any. He would always come back and he would be pleasant in the locker room. And I remember too, he was such a country guy. He always have a big dipper in his mouth,
Well, that's the problem. Drunks like that don't think they're drunks.
I know.
So they don't need help.
But but when you get pulled over by the police over and over again for driving under the influence, you do need help. And as we know and what we've talked about and having lived through it with family members, if you're an alcoholic and you don't ask for help, you can never get cured.
You have to want. You can't.
You have to admit to yourself.
You have to want to quit.
That you have a problem,
and you have to want to quit the problem.
If you think it's under control, then there's no chance. But anyway, Justin Blackman, maybe arguably the saddest story of all of the Jacksonville Jaguars' 25 years. Because he was so very.
He
good.
sure looked like if he'd have played, he was going to be Antonio Brown kind of stats.
He was that guy. He reminded me of Chris Chambers in the respect that Chris Chambers, when you saw on TV, you thought he was
Looked
like
6'4".
6'5", because he had these long arms.
Yeah, same
That's
with
Justin Blackman.
He was
He
only
wasn't
6'1".
tall, but he
Yeah.
had these long arms, and he could just go get the football. Gosh, he was good at it. It's so sad. I mean, but hopefully he's found peace. I have no idea where.
I don't know where he is.
Where he is.
I
what
don't
he's
know where
doing.
he lives. I don't.
I think he was in Texas at last chance. Last check.
I saw he was. I wish shame he did something like a charity party or he was within the last year or two. I saw Justin Blackman, and maybe someone on the text line recalls either reading or seeing something on Justin Blackman. But it wasn't a bad story. He wasn't. It wasn't an arrest story or a slip-up story, but it was. I don't.
Willie Taggart has said this morning, as far as I know, we'll still have a game on Saturday night. Officials meeting about Hurricane Dorian this morning. Well, when I talked to the officials yesterday, I think they were going to gather around 11. I hope so, man. I would be surprised if they keep the game Saturday night.
I think
I really
would.
If you ask me odds
to
happen.
We'll text Rick Catlin here in the
Yeah.
break to talk to him and see if there's any kind of update or what his gut feeling is, and share that with you when we come back on the other side. I'd like to see the game played.
Oh, sure, everybody
one
would.
way or the other. Yeah,
everybody would. So hopefully it does get played, and I hope they keep it at 7, and I hope it's fine. But I just judging by everything that we've been through and seeing these happen time and time again, I would be surprised if they kept it at 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Being in the constant update center of hurricane coverage, when is the weather supposed to start getting bad here?
Sunday night.
Sunday, no bad weather till Sunday night.
Yes.
Yeah. So the question becomes: are people evacuating on Saturday or aren't they? And part of that is going to depend on any developments in the forecast, and that's another thing too that could change a lot.
You don't want 50,000 people will spend the night in Jacksonville Saturday night
on their way out from
and
somewhere
then
else.
leave Sunday morning like everybody else is trying to leave.
Yeah,
that can be a issue. So that's something I'm sure that they're they're trying to figure out and deal with. And like I said, I hope they can figure it out. What would make most sense to me is you move the game up to noon, you play the game at noon, and everybody, or even if you play it at 11, so what? Or 10 a.m.
10 a.m., yeah, it doesn't matter.
You get everybody out of there by 3.
It does suck if
On
you're a
Saturday,
Boise State fan.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you plan this trip to go to the beach.
Yeah, they didn't sell a ton of tickets, but there are some people
The
who
few
are
that
coming.
did.
Yeah.
You didn't come here to fly in Friday and leave Saturday.
No.
So that would stink for them as well. It's just uncanny. I don't know if there is rhyme or reason, but heck, when I went to the University of Florida from 1985, and I really started following college football week to week, through about 2010, I don't remember a hurricane ever affecting anything. And it seems like the last...
Well, when I was in school, I definitely remember hunkering down in the fraternity house.
Was the game moved, canceled?
Well, I think it might have been listening maybe to the game on the radio. I don't have a exact recollection. It certainly wasn't in Gainesville.
Did you guys stay hydrated?
Very hydrated back then. Very hydrated. And that's probably why
was that a Memphis game?
Memory is so foggy, to be honest with you.
But I don't remember a game being canceled or moved.
Let's just say we battened down the hatches.
I don't remember a game being canceled or moved. That was my point. Yeah.
That was during the younger days.
We're going out, boys. We're going out hard.
Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday here on The Drill. This storm blows through and leaves your property and your trees a mess. There's this group of guys will clean you up right. That's Custom Tree Surgeons, CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Unless you're one of the few diehard fans who knows every player on the roster and the depth chart by heart, you don't have much interest in tonight's Jaguars-Falcons exhibition. No starters and few backups will play. Enjoy the event, tailgate like there's no tomorrow. Forget about learning much about your team. This scrimmage is a major event, though, for dozens of players on both teams. I'm talking about those players fighting for a handful of spots at the bottom of the roster. For many of them, this is their last chance to show they belong on an NFL team. It's very serious business for them, the most important game of their careers. They know the difference between making the roster or not could be one play, good or bad. As I said many times, a lot of good football players will be cut by NFL teams this week. Few fans can appreciate all the little battles going on. That's all right. Enjoy the last exhibition. The real thing is real close. Hallelujah!
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Golfers, are you ready to grab your clubs and head to the course? Look no further than the World Golf Village's Slammer and Squire. For a limited time, play the Slammer and Squire for only $49 until September 2nd. You heard right. Play on the Slammer and Squire golf course for only $49. Slammer and Squire has recently completed its summer maintenance. Don't miss out on this great offer. Book your tee times now at playwgv.com. That's playwgv.com.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
Share the road, share the responsibility. Mayor Lenny Curry here reminding you that when in doubt, wait it out. Make eye contact with drivers before crossing the street. Drivers always slow down and yield to pedestrians. Be all in for safety. Be all in, Duval. Go to COJ.net for more safety tips.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville, and when we talk Triumph, the beautiful ride, luxurious when you're out on the road, you've got a deal on the Triumph line right now.
We just got a special shipment in from Triumph, and we've got deals on bikes that we haven't even inventoried before, so it is a great time to get a Triumph.
If you log on to cyclesofjacksonville.com, you can start shopping there, but then you really have to feel what Triumph is all about.
You can shop online 24/7, but we'd love to have you come by the dealership and really see these Triumphs. They are absolutely gorgeous.
Inside the showroom on Atlantic near Regency, Cycles of Jacksonville.
In celebration of our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway, Diamonds Direct announces our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. Starting this Saturday, you can get the Diamonds Direct unbeatable value price on any item. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. You can even finance the tax. This amazing offer starts this Saturday at the all-new Diamonds Direct showroom off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds. On approved credit.
Why are you smiling?
Dreams come true under the Friday Night Lights.
Because I love football.
Recap this week's high school football games and hear from the winning coaches, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights on 1010XL.
Community First Credit Union wants you to stash your cash.
Is that like putting your money where your mouth is?
No, not that kind of stash. It's the Community First STASH Stash Your Cash Challenge. You could win up to $5,000 worth of money and prizes, and everyone gets a free gift just for playing. Check out communityfirstfl.org/stashyourcash for a list of prizes and more information. And follow us on Facebook to start getting your Stash Your Cash clues. Community First. Love where you bank. Member NCUA.
Guys, laser hair removal is such a simple thing to do. Their simple treatments will destroy hair follicles in a matter of minutes, so you'll save time, you'll save money, and you'll save yourself from a lifetime of shaving. Their medical and nursing professionals have mastered the process of laser hair removal. They stand behind it as one of the best ways to get rid of that hair for good. What are you waiting for? I know you're tired of asking other people to shave your back. I know you're tired of the red bumps from where your shirt rubs up against your neck after shaving. Call for your private complimentary consultation at Ideal Image Med Spa. Again, they want you to be confident this summer with 60% off laser hair removal. Ideal Image Med Spa has performed over 6 million laser hair removal treatments nationwide. They're America's #1 choice for laser hair removal. 904-652-0652. That's 904-652-0652. Located at the Markets at Town Center, US 17, just south of Orange Park on Fleming Island. St. Augustine and Diane's Marketplace on South Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Medical Director, Dr. Holly Hickman, and IdealImage.com.
All offers are with approved credit and not a conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer clearance event.
Thank you, Jacksonville, for letting us be your preferred dealer as we celebrate our 7-year anniversary at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. Drive a new Dodge Journey from only $249. Every model, every option from just $249 a month. Save up to $12,000 off Ram trucks. Get up to $12,000 off MSRP and save. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington, 9600 Atlantic Boulevard.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
The highly skilled members of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians would like to thank all the hardworking men and women out there and wish everyone a happy Labor Day weekend. Local 234, make the right connection.
Mystic Cornhole Company builds the best high-quality custom boards right here in Jacksonville. Perfect for weddings, tailgating, your business, a day at the beach, and they make a great gift idea. See for yourself at mysticcornholecompany.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus, our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
The butterfly, that's on. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Yeah, 1994.
Pete told me in the break this is Jacksonville-based group. Is that correct, Pete?
That is correct.
I would not have said this was 90s. I would have said this was 80s.
This is 90s.
Yeah, if I had to go back.
This is Dan. This is Dan's favorite group, the 69 Boys.
Yeah.
According to the release from the Jags.
They're doing the Duval tonight, I think.
Jacksonville-grown artists, many of who formed supergroups, including 95 South, 69 Boys, and the Quad City DJs, will perform a halftime mashup of their biggest hits from the 90s, including Woot, There It Is.
Woot, There It Is.
Space Jam.
Woot.
Come On and Ride It, The Train, and Tootsie Roll.
I think Whoop, There It Is has maybe been exclaimed as much as any phrase in American history, going back to the day. It's been said, Dan Hicken, that playing defense and running the football is your best route to go to a championship. Would you agree with that?
Running the football?
Yeah, playing defense and running the football. In other words, if you're a pass-first team, are you okay with that?
We're talking about NFL or
Yeah,
college?
we're talking about the NFL. We're talking about the NFL, and I'm talking more specifically about our Week 1 opponent, the Kansas City Chiefs, who obviously were everyone's darling last year. Pat Mahomes came in and was a fantastic one, MVP of the league, basically as a rookie, and they led the league in passing, although He wasn't the NFL's passing leader last year. Did you know that?
He was not?
No. Ben Roethlisberger.
In terms of yards?
Yeah, in terms of yards. But I'm looking back at the leading passers every year, and I'm struck by one thing. If your team has the leading passer in the NFL, you ain't winning the Super Bowl. Now, Tom Brady, 2017, they didn't win. That was the Eagles. So, yeah, even Brady led them in 2007. But here's your yearly passing leaders, and I will alert you whether or not they won the title. Ben Roethlisberger last year. Tom Brady the year before. Drew Brees, Roethlisberger, Brees, Peyton Manning. That was the year famously that the Denver offense was so unbelievable. What did Seattle do to him, Hick?
They beat him.
Yeah, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. You won't believe who led the NFL in passing in 2009. I could give you 10 guesses. You have 10 guesses to tell me who led the NFL in passing in 2009.
Okay.
You want to utilize them, or do you want me to just tell you?
10 guesses.
10 guesses. Let's figure out who led the NFL in passing.
2009?
2009.
Yeah, I'm not allowed
9 years ago?
Yeah, I can't allow any references because it would be
10 years ago. Yeah.
Let's go with Peyton Manning.
No.
Let's go with
no.
Brock Osweiler.
I'll just tell you. No. You know who it is? Maybe you'll
Matthew
remember
Stafford.
this. I didn't. Matt Schaub led the NFL in passing yards in 2009.
No, I would remember that.
For the Houston Texans, 2009.
Is that when he had that crazy 4,500 yard season or something nuts like that?
Apparently so.
47-70 he had. Matt Schaub, by the way, still in the league. He's the Falcons' backup. But anyway, going down the list, so I just wonder if that, Dante Culpepper had a year, or Rich Gannon had a year. Kurt Warner won a championship the year he led the NFL. No, check that. No, he didn't. He lost to the Patriots that year. So, look, Mark Brunell led the NFL in passing in 96.
Yes, he did.
So, to our week one opponents, you certainly appreciate how explosive they are and how much fun they are if you're a fantasy football owner. But I would suggest unless they get, some balance and some
I saw up
real
on the
run game working.
up on the telly this morning that the Chiefs are Carlos Hyde may be a surprise cut by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise any of us here, would it?
I don't think it would surprise any of us. Carlos
Stunning.
Hyde seemed to have, he didn't play very well here, and I don't think he's, done particularly well out there in Kansas City. Listen, in this day and age, I know what you're saying. Maybe you don't have to be number one, but you better have a dadgum passing game to win in the NFL.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But,
Can you win the other way? Sure you can.
Well, and you do. The leading passer has not won. That's more than opinion. Now, I think something plays into that. If you're the leading passer, typically you're on a team that's not even in the playoffs because you're behind all the time, and you got to throw the football. There aren't very many offenses and great teams that get ahead and keep throwing. So your passing numbers stay down. I got a couple of deals here on the 1010XL text line. Built
Carlos
Carlos
Hyde averaging 3.25 yards per carry right now.
I saw he had one touchdown in the preseason, but yeah. One guy says, man, didn't realize Justin Blackmon is only 29 still.
Yeah.
For example, Julio Jones, 30. Antonio Brown, 31. Adam Thielen, 29. Hilton, 29. Jeffrey, 29. Still at an age that he could play. But this is one, speaking of throwbacks into the 90s, one texter would like the drill to take it back to the 90s and do New York City headlines. For Pete's sake, it's been like 20 years since we've done that. So maybe we will honor that.
That's fair.
And yet one more requesting that they perform the 1999 classic hit, Uh-Oh. Get Leon and Keenan to join in.
That was one of the greats.
Yeah.
Oh, that derailed us a little bit.
I thought better than Uh-Oh, though, was your parody song of Uh-Oh.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
When the big bow was right here.
Yeah, Baselli was with us. And, and we put personal responsibility
Jags did a song in 1999.
The
Players after the playoff win over Miami, if I'm not mistaken, going into the Tennessee game, and we're
going to win the title. They just went to play. As a matter of fact, because we have the technology and we're, well, quite frankly, so doggone good at what we do. If we're going to reference something like that down the, going down memory lane, we're more than likely going to supplement it with some audio. So, well, what do you know? Just listen to this debacle.
That's Jimmy and Keenan, and Big Leon was in it.
A bunch of them are in it. Gary Walker was in it.
G-Funk, Tony and Mark were in it.
Yeah. We have the Tony version. Beef is looking for that one. Is it gone? Did Baselli come in here and steal that? I'm surprised that's gone.
It's a good little tune, I thought.
Kind of got some Tootsie Roll to it.
There's Sirs.
There's Big Sirs.
Off
the chain.
It's
not a bad tune, really. They did a good job. It's too bad they didn't.
Take them down, ATL bound, Super Bowl bound.
Yeah.
All about that
ATL bouncers.
Him off with the bling, bling, bling.
Didn't get the bling, bling, bling.
I did enjoy Dan's Baselli verse.
The Baselli one was better.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't have that there, so maybe one day it'll show up again.
A little frustrating. That's okay. Listen, tonight, and by the way, our drill poll question of the day, presented by Lockett Law, DUI, and criminal defense. Know before you blow. Call Lee Lockett, 858-9818. Best bet to make the Jags roster, Trey McBride over C.J. Board, Breon Borders, Joe Giles Harris, the linebacker. All four of those guys have a shot. We'll see what happens when they shape the roster. This is it for a lot of guys in the NFL, and they'll be playing tonight against the Falcons. And so too will Gardner Minshew. There's no sitting him out of this one. He needs reps. And, he's been okay, but they've only scored 3 points with Minshew.
I wonder, they do seem firmly in the Minshew camp. I mean, Doug Marone's and Coughlin on draft day, for Pete's sake, and Doug Marone throughout camp have offered no inkling at all.
I thought that, and then this week I've heard some rumblings that, they want to see him and he's got to do, so I'm wondering if we're taking the narrative from the coaching staff that, we need a little bit more from him.
I think last week is when you find out they put him in with some actual talent around him and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Now, not a lot happened when Nick Foles in there either. I really do think that everyone collectively as a fan base, we're worried about the offense, even with the new quarterback. Well, sure. We're worried. They weren't very good against Miami. Miami, by the way, is terribleness in uniform.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to be a lot of teams worse than Miami this year. So, again, when the lights go on for real, do you like having Kansas City or would you like having more of a layup?
I want to win.
Yeah.
But,
and not that they won't win.
If you
or
have
they
to play
win.
Kansas City, why not play them first?
Yeah. I don't know, so you can get going a little bit.
Well, I'd rather play him first because the NFL opening weekend is always quirky. You never know what's going to happen. So maybe on that particular Sunday, in the heat of Jacksonville, FLA, 90 degrees out
But here's
there on
the
a
thing
Sunday.
about quirky, Dan. It looks quirky when it happens, but typically it's quirky because the team you thought wasn't any good is. So that's a bigger issue, I think, than just whether or not you're winning this game.
Yeah.
In other words, if the season starts, if Jacksonville beats Kansas City, it's not a guarantee, but they're probably better than we think. So, yeah, it seems quirky then at the end of the year when they're 10-6 and win the division.
Well,
it won't
you
seem
say
so quirky.
that based on the New England win last year.
Yeah.
We weren't better than we thought.
Yeah, but last year we thought we were good, so that doesn't apply. That wasn't quirky.
Well, what do we think this year?
I think we're not good.
Oh, you do?
Who does?
A lot of people. I've watched a lot of people this week. I'm looking up right now, NFL playoff predictions. South, Jaguars.
Well, that's not a different one. That's the same Bobby Carpenter, Jags win the South that we gave on Tuesday of this week.
I've seen a lot of people this week talk about
What do you think their record is going to be?
I've said all along that they're an 8-8 type.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what I mean. When I say not good, I mean not 10-6 in a playoff team.
Yeah.
So it will be quirky if you beat Kansas City and you don't make the playoffs. If you beat Kansas City, you make the playoffs.
It's quirky to beat New England and not make the playoffs.
Yeah, but that was a good team.
So? It's one game. I mean,
it's not a quirk of a good team beats a good team. It's a quirk of the Jags were favored in the game.
Against New England.
Yeah. So that's what I mean.
Is Kansas City favored over the Jags?
They would have
week?
to be, wouldn't they, next week?
I don't know.
By the way, when I say the Jags aren't good, I just mean they're not like playoff good. At least they might be, but that's not what I think of them now. I'm like you. 7-9 to 9-7 is where I would put them.
Yeah, I think most people would.
And next week we will officially put a number on it, and we'll go through the season and offer up our projections for both the Jaguars record and for the NFL division races and how they shape up.
Kansas City laying 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you play Jacksonville there? Or is it too much unknown?
Too much unknown at this point.
It would be nice that day to have about a 98-degree high temperature.
Oh, yeah.
That might help because they are playing at 1. We're not going for any of this mamby pamby, play it later and hope it cools down. September 8th could be brutal.
Yeah.
That would help.
I mean, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Travis Kelce, you got that Mecole Hardman, and you got Pat Mahomes. That's a tough challenge. They scored 30 on them last year. Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown, but Bortles helped them score 30. So if you take away the pick six, it goes down to 23, and there were 3 other interceptions on that particular day. So,
really, it's Hill, Casey, and Mahomes. I mean, we can't put Hardman there yet.
No.
So,
but he's fast.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see what kind of havoc this defense can cause on that Kansas City offense.
And here's what will happen, Dan. I'll promise you this. Kansas City's offense this year won't be like their offense last year. The NFL is pretty smart. They figure out what a team's doing. They take away, some of their go-tos.
But Andy Reid's really good at scheming up offense.
I know he is, and he was good in Philly too, and it never really amounted to anything. And if Andy Reid doesn't win a Super Bowl, it's time for us all to stop bowing at Andy Reid's, altar. You got to win here at some point, Chief. Yeah. You got good teams. All right, we make the turn for home. It's a
maybe he would say, well, if they didn't throw a flag on my guy, I would have won last year.
They did kick off and let him go 80 down the field
in overtime.
Yeah, right. They gave the Patriots the ball. They made no effort to stop them. They marched right down, scored a touchdown ball game. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. This storm rolls through and leaves your property a mess. These guys can clean it up. No job too big or too small. I've been telling you about them for a long time for cases just like this. So take one element of stress out of things. Sure, you're not going to want that oak tree down in your backyard. You're not going to want damage to fences or homes or otherwise. But if that does happen, you've got Custom Tree Surgeons and CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The Drill on 1010 XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Get game day started early with a 1010 XL kickoff show. Powered by Coastal Equipment. Brought to you by Sawyer Gas and Mr. Rooter Plumbing with Lauren Brooks at Tony Smith and Hayes Carline. 5 hours before kickoff of every game.
Hey, Hicken here from my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. Number one Buick GMC dealership in all of Jacksonville. The most inventory, the best price guarantee. Nimnick has been serving and donating to our community for 78 years, and no one cares more about their customers before and after the sale. Stop by our Cruising Cafe by Johnny Angels on your next visit. The summer super sale has begun at Nimnick, or well underway at Nimnick Buick GMC, and the deals are explosive. $18,500 off the Ultimate GMC, the 2018 GMC Sierra Denali Crew Cab. You get 28% off the 2018 Buick Encore SUVs. They have used vehicles under $15,000, dozens of them. Do yourself a favor. Go online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. That's NIMNICHT BuickGMC.com. There you can see all the different deals that they have. Then head over to the showroom right there on Phillips Highway, just south of I-295. So convenient and so beautiful. You'll be glad you did. At Nimnick Buick GMC, the new name in Buick.
The NFL season is about to kick off. Know what that means? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has more odds and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Sign up now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to bet your favorite teams. Want more? How about $100,000 more? You win MyBookie's first ever NFL handicapping super contest, and $100,000 is all yours. Don't play on some no-name sports book. Bet with the best at MyBookie.ag. Use promo code RADIO to get your exclusive double your money offer today. That's promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
Pet Paradise is a comprehensive pet care provider offering boarding, day camp, grooming, and veterinary services. Pet Paradise has state-of-the-art resorts that offer safe, clean, and fun environment for four-legged guests and peace of mind for their owners. Pet Paradise has 5 North Florida locations, including one at the Jacksonville Airport. It's open 24/7. Visit them today, petparadise.com. Pet Paradise is the official pet service provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What's up, guys? I'm Tim Tebow. 10 years ago, when I started the Tim Tebow Foundation, we did it with the goal of bringing comfort to those in need. And you know who stepped up beside us to say we want to be part of that? Florida Home AC. If you have a problem with your HVAC, look no further than Florida Home AC. Whether it's supporting Night to Shine, which is a worldwide prom for people with special needs, or donating HVAC systems to families in need, Florida Home AC is committed to the comfort of its customers and its community. I trust Florida Home AC, and you can too.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists helps you be the best when you play and brings you
The best of Into the Night Replay.
People lie. I mean, I think there's still like one other sports station in town here that I believe refers to themselves as like Jacksonville sports leader. In what? I mean, seriously, in what? What are you leading in? I mean, whatever. Cool slogan, 25 years ago.
Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, telling you about their brand new breakfast bowls. Delicious new flavors starting with the fully loaded scrambled eggs, country sausage, cheddar cheese, and creamy sawmill gravy, sandwiched between a fresh baked buttermilk biscuit. There's a smothered sausage variety as well. So the next time you need a warm kickstart to the day, try a new breakfast bowl from my friends at Dandy. Biscuits you eat with a fork. What could be better?
Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
Attention, architects, engineers, and property managers, give your concrete structures new life with some CPR. CPR Contracting doesn't patch your concrete problems, it solves them. CPR restores and protects all concrete structures. So if the building is 1 story or 40 high, a bridge 1 mile or 10 miles long, CPR is long on the experience to fix it right. Local, licensed, insured, bonded, and drug-free. CPR is the concrete contractor you need to get to know. Also working with other general contractors. Find them at cprcontracting.com.
Here's a quick tip from your fast file bankruptcy expert, Don Dufresne with the law offices of Parker & Dufresne. Did you know the U.S. Bankruptcy Court has a new program to help borrowers navigate student loan repayments and possibly reduce thousands in interest? If you have student loan debt and are considering bankruptcy, contact the law offices of Parker & Dufresne. For more quick tips, visit jackslawcenter.com. Relief, restore, renew. Offices Jacksonville.
In celebration of our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway, Diamonds Direct announces our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. Starting this Saturday, you can get the Diamonds Direct unbeatable value price on any item. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. You can even finance the tax. This amazing offer starts this Saturday at the all-new Diamonds Direct showroom off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds. On approved credit.
With over 3,000 parking spaces daily, USAPark.net is the easier way to park when flying out of JIA. Hi, Flying Jacko here, reminding you to log on to USAPark.net for first-time user discounts. USAPark.net.
This is Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is proud to provide sports medicine services to not only the Jaguars, but also the Jacksonville Sharks, Armada Soccer Club, Jacksonville University, the Axemen, Florida State College of Jacks, and the majority of local high schools and community events. With the most experienced, caring, and fellowship-trained specialists in orthopedics, it's no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI. Give us a call at JOI 2000 or online at joi.net.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
So much gyrations from today. I'm tempted to uninvite you.
Let's go!
From tomorrow's festivities.
Making a turn for home.
Give me Kentucky Jeff's number. We're gonna make it a threesome. I mean,
oh dear, that's offensive. Beef,
uncomfortable with this conversation.
Beef, kick me some Big Apple music.
Oh, look at
Let's
it!
do some
Inspired.
headlines. We're not doing it. We're doing this for the Guggen who asked for this, and occasionally we do like to kowtow to the Guggans, and this one time we shall. So without further ado, here we go!
These are actual headlines from today's New York City periodicals because they're just too whacked out to be made up.
Christy Brinkley's ex, 60, spotted with college co-ed in the Hamptons.
Is that the ex Billy Joel?
No.
Oh, different ex.
No.
The thing about Christy Brinkley, she's got that daughter looks just like her.
See it, Bronx bus riders beat down cane-wielding woman.
Not supposed to beat on women. Cane-wielding women, I'm not sure. I don't know how that fits into the temperament these days.
Tyson, Alec Baldwin, and more stars sitting courtside at U.S. Open 2019.
I saw Tyson sitting courtside. Mike Tyson courtside at the U.S. Open seems like a strange dichotomy. That whole face tat, I can't get used to it.
Is it Mike or Neil deGrasse?
Serial killer. Man allegedly murdered wife with heroin-laced breakfast. Serial killer.
Something tells me if you have a heroin-laced breakfast, it was an accident. You're not smart enough to actually lace it with heroin. You left your heroin in the Captain Crunch box.
Cops still searching for answers, and crazy naked teens alleged triple homicide.
Yeah, there's nothing funny or
No, that's
the baseball player.
The Rays prospect. It's an awful situation. The kid was obviously high on drugs.
Lawmaker charged with soliciting a prostitute.
Join the list, pal.
Celebrity judge Greg Mathis accused of spitting on Detroit valet driver.
Who's that, Judge Joe? Or is
Not
it Judge
cool,
Mathis?
Judge Mathis.
Yeah. It's always bad when you're like a judge and you do that.
Not cool, dude.
Kind of lose your credibility on that one.
Jamie Foxx's new gal pal, Sela, has an Instagram page filled with sexy snaps.
Well, of course she does. Who doesn't? That's why you have an Instagram page.
Hollywood A-lister dating hot
What
chick.
happened to Jamie Foxx? Wait, isn't Jamie Foxx with Katie Holmes?
No, they split up, dude.
Where am I
It was the whole thing. I don't know,
They split
man.
up before we even knew they were together.
Man on electric bike dies after crashing into pedestrian in Central Park.
You better be careful on those electric bikes. I got one of those electric bikes for the web.com a couple of years ago, and he's got a little more kick than you expect.
Ed Sheeran announces hiatus from music amid legal woes.
Yeah, and amid the $2 billion he just grossed on his last tour, whatever it was.
No.
That Ed Sheeran is just a perfect example of no matter what you look like or where you came from, you can be a success.
How you can buy Heath Ledger's iconic Brokeback Mountain jeans.
Because I've been thinking, it's the one thing left that I have not been able to experience, the Brokeback Mountain jeans.
Katie Holmes shows off $520 cashmere bra on the streets of New York City.
You know, it's not my place to spend people's money, but I would suggest that if you have a $500 bra, you have too much money.
Wives are bribing their husbands with sex to get chores done. I just read them.
I'm up for bribery. I've always thought bribery was kind of overstated as a ploy.
Red wine good for your gut health, study finds.
It makes it healthier and bigger. It's the antioxidants is why I drink it.
It's heart smart.
Yes, it is. All right.
ESPN takes a chance with college football loose cannon.
Which one? Is there an ESPN analyst who's not? Who is the loose cannon? I only read the headlines.
Only
he
read the
tells me.
headlines.
All right, well, there you go, Googans. You wanted it,
There
you
you
got
have
it. You know, maybe
Well, NYC
and
headlines.
perhaps it'll
We only
come
do it
back
once.
with a
I love Lenny Randle.
Lynn Randall.
I saw this play with Lenny Randle.
Is this a baseball player?
Yes.
Is that a Philly?
Lenny Randle was a Met and a Ranger. I know that. So Lenny Randle's at the plate, and the guy throws one right behind his legs, okay? This guy named Bob Johnson, okay? So the next pitch, Lenny Randle says, all right, bunts it down the first base line. The pitcher goes to get it, and Lenny Randle running down first base turns towards the pitcher and blows him up. Now that's a base brawl, people. That's the old days.
And that's also just another day in the Baltimore Orioles dugout.
He never made it to first. He then got tackled by the first baseman. I don't know how the umpire scored that. Running out of the baseline, I suppose.
Oh, he didn't even bother going to first.
He got tackled before. He blew the guy up, kept running, and the first baseman caught him before he got to first base. It was tremendous. Anyway, I saw that yesterday, and I've been wanting to mention it for 3+ hours now.
Yeah, on his wiki page, there is a whole section that is devoted to that. That was in a spring training game. Did you say that?
No. He also once, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was the one who blew the foul ball down the third base line, or the bunt down the third base line foul.
I remember Lenny Randle.
Lenny Randle was a decent player. I think he played a lot of years.
I'm looking here.
You're looking at the stats?
His career averaged 257, 27 home runs. He played for the Washington Senators drafted him, and then the Rangers for 4 years.
Yeah.
Mets for a couple.
Yeah.
The Yankees for 1.
Yeah.
the Cubs for 1, and then the Mariners for 2. So, yeah, he played 11 years. Just looks like he is a typical
1,000+ hits for Lenny
a
Randle.
typical, at the time, utility guy,
Yeah.
kind of a weak-hitting
Yeah.
infielder.
Yeah, Lenny Randle.
There was a day where not everyone, not every infielder hit 25 home runs.
Lenny
That's the biggest difference in baseball, Dan, from when we were
In
there.
1974, Lenny Randle hit .302 for the Rangers with 1 home run and 49 ribbies in a full season. He hit 1 home run. Lenny Randle hit .304 for the Mets in 77. We loved him. Go, Lenny, go. 156 hits. You do you, Lenny.
It's an interesting question that we could finish with on the text line built by Lifetime Enclosures. Do you think if Andrew Luck was placed on IR and then retired down, 4 weeks from now, would fans have a different reaction?
Yes.
Yes, they would.
Absolutely.
Wonder if he, in hindsight, would he do it that way? Like even if he knew, just to save
Just
yourself.
put me on IR.
Yeah, because he
and
did.
then I'll have a press
Look,
conference.
I
Yeah.
understand fans. I'm not going to kill the Colts fans for booing in the heat of the moment. It's the fourth quarter of an NFL game. You've been drinking the whole game. They drop this blockbuster out of nowhere. You're booing the situation as much as you are the man.
Yeah, when Andrew Luck has his day, they'll all come out and cheer him.
Sure they will.
And they'll be glad that he came.
So yeah, that would have been
a better way to do it. Absolutely. 100%.
the loose cannon is Ryan Leaf, apparently.
No, it's Pat McAfee.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah. I just read the headlines. I wish you
I
hadn't
hear you.
gone
Somebody
there.
had suggested on the text line what the answer was.
Well,
and
they're wrong. I wish you hadn't gone there, and now you've sort of.
Yeah, they unveiled like a new Thursday night crew with McAfee and
Yeah.
Matt Hasselbeck.
I don't like McAfee at all.
No?
He annoys the stew out of me.
Oh.
Do you know who this is?
I know who he is.
Yeah. Have you seen his goofy self on ESPN the last couple of days?
Yeah. I always thought Pat McAfee was.
Pat McAfee's the kind of guy who will wear like one of those tuxedo T-shirts to the game.
I always thought Pat McAfee was Dan Orlovsky.
What do you mean? You thought they were the same person?
No,
or?
when I saw him up on the screen a couple times, I said,
no.
"Hey, there's Pat McAfee." And it was
Orlovsky actually
Dan Orlovsky.
does pretty good. Orlovsky might be the guy who looks more different than I ever imagined when he was playing.
Doesn't look a bit like Dan Orlovsky.
No, I figured he looked more like Gradkowski is kind of what I thought when I thought of him.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Sure.
Of course you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely remember him and remember him well. Bruce Gradkowski.
That's correct. Played a lot of years.
Pride of the Mac.
A lot of years.
Tampa and Oakland.
Mac legend.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
some
was.
Cleveland Browns, too.
Was he Miami of Ohio?
Cradle of coaches.
Is that where he's from or no? Or was
Was
that
he-
Big
I think
Ben?
he was Toledo.
Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I know it's the excitement builds. We're 9 hours from.
Oh man.
I mean, 9 hours.
We
from
got ball.
Leather toe meets leather.
Yeah.
It's time for Jaguars football.
Now, the 2-minute drill, delivered by Moe's Southwest Grill.
Welcome to Moe's!
Download the Moe's app and score a free cup of queso. Order ahead, earn discounts, and get rewarded for every purchase, all at the tap of a button.
All right.
Those Googans, man. I tell you what.
What are they after?
They know what cuts to the core. The Brokeback Mountain jeans would look good on
Dale Murphy.
the shelf
Yeah.
next to Jeff's Dale Murphy ball.
I
Christmas
recently
gift idea.
proclaimed the Dale Murphy ball as my favorite present ever, and I thought that we had sued this over. So for you
I
to
didn't
pick
say
it,
anything.
well,
I
you
just said
picked it
they
the
cut to the
scab.
core.
You knew what was happening. We bring in Tony Jaguars
first
today's
cut is the
coming up.
deepest.
Tony, I know it's probably a tough decision for you, but are you more excited tonight to see more Michael Walker or Donnie Emsberger?
I hope Donnie gets some snaps.
Probably Michael Walker. If
Michael
my choice
Walker.
was between those
Yeah,
two.
all right. Well, there's if you rather focus more on the line, I mean, is it Ben Idgelon or Casey McDermott? You think that you'll watch a little bit more?
I like the name McDermott more.
I saw Casey at the Canes game. Former Cane.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He wasn't on the sideline.
Yeah, he probably had to sit in the stands.
Yeah, only
he
the
was
front.
He was with Calais though.
Was he?
He might have.
Maybe Calais snuck him in
Might have
down
got in
there.
there, yeah.
Might have.
Big Search kind of indicated to me he wasn't going to be able to sneak anyone down there.
Might have hit along the backside of Calais.
That's one of the
to get
great lines. It was uttered with such humility to me. He was almost like sheepish because he couldn't hang out with his buddies. But I was talking to Search the week of the Miami, and I said, well, you got buddies from your era that you hang out with? He goes, yeah, I got some boys. He goes, but they can't come down with me on the sideline. So, well, why not? He goes, only consensus first-team All-Americans get to go on the sidelines at the U.
I would love to roll in that
Meanwhile,
club.
in Florida, if you participated in the pro day, they'll let you on the sideline.
That's pretty fantastic. I heard you guys this morning talking a little bit about the story Cecil wrote.
Yes.
And I saw that last night. It was actually Earl Bennett that had tweeted that into my timeline.
Okay.
The former Vandy receiver played in the NFL for almost a decade, and apparently he's doing something with that website. Is why
Earl Bennett was supposed to be good.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable story.
Yeah.
And it's one of those. It does remind you.
Yes.
Blackman would probably still be here.
He's only 29.
Yeah, if he had his head on straight, he'd probably still be here and probably be among the guys that we're talking about. Like, do they need to find a one? No. They have one, and they've had him for like 8 years now.
Yeah, how good? Yeah,
How good would he have been?
It's amazing.
Unreal.
And how would it have changed the whole dynamic of the Jacksonville Jaguar franchise the last
Who knows?
5 years?
I don't what would have happened with Gene if Blackman would have worked
Right.
out. I don't know what the answer to that question is because it was the first time he was ever willing to go out on a limb for some kind of character
And he was
thing
right.
with any player.
From the talent standpoint, dude, that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And
from the
season wasn't
get-go.
wrong either. Like, I remember watching Justin Blackman in his first preseason game with Jacksonville, and it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, just the way he caught the ball. It was
Did he
just,
have one over the middle that he caught in that but I do remember the Rams
great
game, and I
hands,
do
dude.
remember
It was,
the Broncos
everything
game.
hit those
He had a
hands.
comeback route in that game where the ball was thrown behind him and, like, way high, and he just snatched it. And it's like, oh, they got one.
Yeah.
When you saw him do it, you're like, they got one.
Yeah.
He is
You're
exactly
right.
what he was coming out of college and just could never get it straight, man.
Never.
So sad.
It is sad. What are you guys talking about today?
Well, we'll get ready for preseason week 4
Yeah!
tonight. We're asking fans outside of health what 3 things will they be watching for in tonight's preseason finale. And
0-0 on the
Zero-
clock.
For me
You aren't
personally,
kidding.
it's the battle between Mike Hughes Jr. and Andrew Williams at the defensive tackle spot.
I do think the Minshew thing is interesting.
Yes.
And
Is
you
he good
saw-
enough to be a backup?
Yeah, and you saw the names that the Colts who are now
Right,
scrambling
bringing
and
him
trying
in.
to figure things out. So they're bringing in Brandon Whedon and Brock Osweiler.
Matt
these are
Castle,
Matt
was that
Castle.
name?
Those are the 3
Yeah.
guys that they worked out this
Yeah.
week. So if you're going the street route, that's the street route,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
can Gardner Minshew show that he gives you a little bit more than those guys?
I don't know
tonight,
the answer to that
potentially? And I
question,
don't
by
know,
the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if the answer is yes. He needs to put the ball in the end zone.
Well, and I went through the stats yesterday because there was a
Mm-hmm.
texter that came in and he was like, I think you're being unfair. You're playing with all the backups. And I was like, well, everyone's playing with all their backups.
Right.
And there were 22 teams that were averaging 17 points or more
Oh,
a
yeah,
game
we're-
in the
we're
preseason.
horrible scoring-wise.
The Jags have scored 17.
Yeah.
The
We have to
average is 19.
We have to score like 45 points to avoid having the lowest score preseason ever.
If the average offense scores their average points this week, I think the Jags have to score 52
Oh, my
to get
goodness.
to average in the preseason this year.
I'm going to go on record and take the under.
Yeah. So look, the if we've learned anything in the preseason to this point, it's
Right.
that the depth on offense is non-existent. They just don't have much.
But we do have the winless Falcons chasing history.
True.
Let's get it done. All right, thanks,
Something to
Tone.
focus on.
We
Thanks, guys.
appreciate it. Mike and Tony, Jaguars today. Coming up in just a couple minutes, we'll be back tomorrow to review the game, but Jaguar pregame here all day long on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, it's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. If your property gets damaged here in this next stressful week, you know who to call. Custom Tree Surgeons. Just log on to CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The 1010XL studios are kept